I'm still, oh, hey, everybody. So, Barbie, go ahead and put that link on there, Barbie, for people who want to. Oh, I just got water on my shirt. I'm a messy queen. So, God, what a little shirt messy. Anyway, Barbie, put that link on so we can see people's names. And I got my sage. I'm burning my sage today, so we have good peace and blessings and all that good stuff right now. All right. And who has seen Chris Evans' penis this weekend? Anybody? Awesome. I was happy. I'm making sure everyone else is on here. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Tamika. All right, positive energy. Yes. All right, so we got 3 queens here today. I'm excited. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to start this intro, and after that, we're going to start introducing queens and talking to them.
Yeah, we only getting started, but you know I got to bang it. Yeah, we're shooting for the stars, you know you got to aim it. Yeah, this goes out to the ones who doubted. How you gonna see with your eyes all clouded? Look to the sky, feed your mind rerouted. Damn, it's been a long day. I done came a long way. I've been feeling all kind of restless. Getting to it, what can I say? Soaking up game like a lesson. Spirit too strong, that's a blessing. Rather elevate into outer space. You could go insane, lose your way from the stressing. And I ain't really on that. Gotta take it higher, yeah, we're on that. We will never stop, we'll never fall back. This is that, I need more of that. Gotta take it higher like you're on that. Gonna take it higher, yeah, we're on that. Whoa.
I hear you screaming on the inside. You gotta let it go, let your mind ride.
Yeah, we only getting started, but you know I got to bang it. Yeah, we're shooting for the stars, you know you got to aim it. Yeah, this goes out to the
All right, K-Pill is in the motherfucking house. We are back. And we're going to start. We took a minute, so let's get straight into what's going on today. We have 3 queens. I called this Rising Stars, and then I had to take a minute and realize that there was already stars. So I said queens. Then I said rising queens. It don't fucking matter. We queens up in this monkey. I know y'all are all excited to see all of these beautiful queens. So let's start off. We're going to do this in alphabetical order because I didn't know who should go first. So I was like, let's go in alphabetical order. So we are going to start with Miss Brooklyn. But before I put Brooklyn Knight in here, let me pull up her video real quick. I'm all into the video thing right now, so let's pull that up. All right. Get my little dance. I took my little drink when I heard that. So let's get ready for Miss Brooklyn Knight. Let's see. Brooklyn is just as extra as me. I love it. You know, writers are extra though. We're really extra. So Brooklyn, let's say something real quick. Just kind of let people, for the few people out there who may not know who you are or anything, let's do a quick intro and then I'm going to get to the other authors.
Okay, well, hey everyone. First of all, I am like so excited to be here. Kenya Wright is like, when I first started writing, I should say publishing, Kenya Wright was like one of the first books I picked up, and I have literally not put any of them down since. So to be on her show is like OMG. But I'm Brooklyn Knight. I am an interracial romance author. I just released my 12th novel a couple of weeks ago, Metal Monkey. I think we're going to talk about that today. We're going to be talking about that video you just saw, Torn. So again, I'm just really excited to be here. So thanks, Kenya.
All right, and we got a lot of people saying hello, 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 hello. We got another person. Yes. Oh, oh, I love when people ask.
Love
Okay.
it.
Okay, so now we are going to get into Miss Travena, who is next. I was looking for little videos for everyone. So for Miss Travena, we have a K Killer in here. Everybody know who's in K Killer Group Alive. And Tamika's did a whole big old book review for Pensive, Travena Terry's book, and it was really, really, really good. So I'm going to play just a tiny, tiny bit of that review real quick.
Hi guys, Tammy here. Today we're going to talk about Pensive, written by Travena Terry. Travena Terry is a new author. She was introduced to us this year. She's doing very well for herself so far. She already published 2 books, which are Pensive and Evasive. She's working on a 3rd book, and that should be coming out shortly. And she's a very good author. She's very entertaining. She's sweet. She has a Facebook group, so check her out and support her. She's very, very nice. Okay, so let's talk about Pensive. Pensive is a African American romance novel, and it is really, really and truly a romance novel. So this book is very detail oriented. She did a great job with the details, the different location, the supporting characters, the different scenes that happened that brought the main characters together, their love story, their fling,
Yes.
and
By the way, get on to if y'all aren't on Tamika's vlog, get on there. It's really good. She gives y'all info on all new authors and old authors and everyone in between. And she reads all the books and lets you know ahead of time before if they're good or bad. And she had a high, high, high review for Trevena's book. So let's bring Miss Travena in here real quick.
Hi.
Hello,
Hi, everyone. Hi, how are you?
Queen, Queen, Queen. So
Right?
tell everybody about you, the few people who don't know who Travena Terry is.
Oh, hello, everyone. I am an erotic romance writer. I do both AA and interracial, and I have 2 books out, both Pensive and Evasive, and I'm going to release Furtive soon. And I love romance. I love erotic romance, and I'm a huge fan of Kenya's, and super excited for this interview. Yay.
Awesome! All right, all right, all right. And we have one more author coming up. And I did a special video for this because every time I saw her cover, I would always think of this damn song. I actually start singing the song several times. So I'm gonna play this just a little bit of the song real
Rap to you real
quick.
quick.
This is
I wanna
Lotus
enjoy the
Flower
luxury of
Bomb.
like not knowing each other for real. Hold up. Lotus flower bomb, firefly. When I'm low, she take me high. I can teach you all the sounds of love.
So hello, Miss Kenya. We gonna say, what are we saying now, Kenya G or Kenya B? So we can do differentiate.
Kenya G is fine.
Kenya G. Because we got
Yes.
2 Kenyans, so the internet might explode right now. Because we got 2 Kenyans.
So much Kenya energy.
It's too much Kenya energy right now. So, for the people who don't know, please tell everyone who you are, what you write, what's going on.
Hi, I'm Kenya Gore-Bell. I am, thanks to Lotus Flower Bomb, I'm a best-selling author, and I write historical under Caris Bell, and under my real name, I write contemporary, which is Rapper's Delight and Lotus Flower Bomb so far. But more books are coming.
All right. We have everybody here today. Representing, representing, representing. Okay, so let's see. We got a lot of people just giving shout outs. I got to really give out a shout out. So Trista said that she liked your Wolf Boys Had what?
Yeah.
I love the Brooklyn Night video. Okay, okay, all right. Let me see. Somebody just came back. Who needs? You need to find whose blog, Trista. For anybody who needs blogs or informations or groups, I think Travena has a group. Who else has a group on Facebook?
I have a
Anyone else?
group.
Kenya has a group. I know Kenya is up on IG doing author interviews all the time. Brooklyn, where you be at most of the time so people can stalk you?
Yeah, I hang out on Facebook, just Brooklyn Night. You'll find me, and I'll
Awesome.
send you.
Awesome. Awesome. So okay, and then good. So now this is the thing. I wanted to kind of get into a couple of we had a lot of questions from fans, but before I did that, I wanted to kind of talk to y'all about your writing process, right? So what's everyone's writing process? Is there different ones? Are you pantsers? Are you plotters? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Miss Trevina, let's go.
So for it's a little different. I have certain books that slap me in the back of the head and it just comes out of me and I can pants the whole thing.
Okay.
But with other books that have, let's say, characters that are a bit more, I'm kind of just like, hey, let me just grab this character. Let's see what we can do. I have to outline or it's going to be a nightmare. So that's a big part of my process.
Yeah, I think I'm like Trevina. There are characters that will speak to me all day and night. Like I see Trista is like Remy is so sexy. OMG. When he showed up in my life, and I mean, I don't know, readers are out there, authors maybe out there, these characters just be showing up and he showed up. I just had to write. There was no plotting. Characters. I would just be dancing.
Just
But
winning.
I just winning, just doing what I
Okay.
need to do. But then, like for Metal Monkey, the one I just released, I totally
Mhm.
had to kind of plot that because there was
Oh
a lot
wow.
of historical, like I needed to research and do some stuff with Buddhism. So it depends on the story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and Miss Kenya, tell us about your writing process.
Mine is very. I'm a plotter, and I normally write from 10 to 2 a.m. Sometimes I write with Brooklyn. We have a group where we
Yeah.
write at night, and but since school has started, I have been having to do sprints from 1 to 5 p.m. when the kids are out of school. So, but I'm definitely a plotter, and then I plot all my series. At one time and then go from there and add more books later.
So now I used to plot, and then I used to run, pans it out. Now I do a mixture of both. How many years have y'all all been writing? Who's been writing? Just give me a good indication. Brooklyn, how long have you been writing?
I literally since I was a little girl, but I've
Yeah,
been publishing for 2 years.
really?
Yeah.
2 years for you, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Travina?
Publishing, it's been 8 months, but I've been writing
What?
for Pensive was pretty much written like 3 or 4 years ago.
Wow. And then what about you, Miss Kenya?
I've always been a writer. I used to write
Mhm.
poems and plays before, but I've been writing books like actively publishing since 2017. So I have a
Yeah.
historical series then back then. Yeah.
Oh wow! So you had to have a historical series out. Is it under your name?
It's under Karis Bell because there was this famous author named Kenya who I
Oh.
didn't want to. I was like, she got too many fans, so I went for Karis, and then I came back and started writing under my real name. So yeah, so
So tell me what inspires y'all? What really like is it music? Like if sometimes before I even write a book, I have to create an entire playlist before I can even write it. And I have to even like when I'm writing novels because I got some spy novels coming out next year, and I've been
Ooh.
looking at spy movie all the fucking time, and the kids have to deal with that. Now I'm working on this paranormal, and it's all paranormal shit, right? And then of course Russian Mafia goes back to that. Do y'all look at movies, music, your man? What inspires you?
Yeah, I have. So I just started using Scrivener. I will literally
Mhm.
look on the internet. Well, for some, I'll get my character. So my book cover model, I'll have him right there so I can see him and I can imagine what he smells like. And
Mhm.
music is a must. That's why Kenya W. I'm still waiting for that music that you had for your theme song. I was
Ah, okay,
running
okay.
but for Metal Monkey, it was like a lot of Asian. I
Mhm.
need to because I have to immerse myself in the
Yes.
world that I'm creating. So yeah, music is big for me.
Yeah, did you listen to K-pop or anything like that, or was it
I
more
do
just
that, but
Yeah.
I literally found one song on YouTube and just ran it for the
Yeah.
entire time.
see? What did? Oh wait, hold up. So Tamika wants to know what your nationality is, Brooklynite,
I am an island gal, the gal Dan sugar.
and she's an island girl too,
I'm
Tamika.
from Bermuda, and there's literally a hurricane that's starting
Yeah.
as we speak. So yeah,
Yes. So prayers to Brooklyn as she is on a live
Yes.
with an oncoming hurricane coming this way. By the
Yes.
way,
Yes,
so
be careful.
thank
guys,
you.
Miss Trevina, what is your inspiration? What inspires you?
Well, mostly what I want to read. That's how I got started. I was like, you know what? With Pensive, I was like, there aren't really any novels that I know of with women of my stature, smaller, who, go after this person is completely out of their league. Like, who does that? Who writes about that? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to write about that. And then I'm going to add in different things that I like, but with sexually, I have to get music in order to write my sex scenes because sometimes I just be like, oh Lord Jesus, how are we gonna do this? So yeah, so Tank
So
inspires all of my sex scenes. Tank.
yeah. So
Yeah.
now, do you play nasty music? Or what type of music? Is
Oh
it
yeah,
really
Tank.
romantic or?
Every sex scene of Pensive was written to When We, Sexy by Tank, Effing with Me by Tank,
Oh,
and Dirty by Tank.
I got
Repeat.
some tank. Yeah, I got some tank on there.
Taking
Some
notes,
Trey
taking
song, couple
Oh yeah,
nasty.
Tank.
Yeah,
You want
any of
to
them
nasty? You want
nasty.
grown nasty? Tank.
And it's constantly playing over and over. Okay, Miss
Okay.
Kenya, what inspires you? Because see, you got a man over there. What is he your muse for a lot of your
Now,
books?
well, for all of my books that they embody some part of my husband, but for we've been married 26 years. But for Rapper's Delight, I was inspired by Jay-Z becoming a billionaire, and that series took off from there. And
Whoa.
yeah, so that I was impressed with him with that, and so I wanted to write a series about young, gifted, and black people and
Mm.
people who love them. So that's what inspired that whole series. But as far as music, I got a lot of Tank. My
Mm-hmm.
playlists are divided into books, and then but for the sex scenes, I just
Hmm.
have sex, and then for the black moment, I have the black moment because I need to get into
Oh, you
that
got a little
mindset.
Black Moment playlist. So,
Yes,
and
Misty
guys,
Blue. Yeah, you know that song,
guys, for
Misty
the Black
Blue.
Moment, we're
Yeah,
talking about that moment where the couple has to break up, or the couple, for some reason, they're separated. Maybe someone is taking the
Mm-hmm.
other. Maybe there was some confusion, but whatever. Romance has to have that Black moment. Um, so that they can get back together, basically. But it's kind of sometimes it's separation, and yeah, you do need some sort of sad music
yeah.
to get you in the
Yeah.
spirit and make it emotional for the reader. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I have a black moment thing, and then just like for regular writing, I have like a work playlist, and then that's like when I edit, I gotta just listen to rap because I'm just like
Oh.
it motivates you, and I need to be motivated when I'm editing these books, and so yeah, so I got playlists for specific things. So yeah,
For my action and my scenes where like the guys are talking shit to each other and stuff
Mhm.
like that, it's usually rap, but like really ego boy, like Rick
yeah.
Ross
Mhm.
type of like I'm
Yeah,
missing
I
out.
love
And
him.
that gets me going and gets my guys talking that shit to each other and like having that dialogue back and forth, like, oh no, you're a god, I'm a this, well, I'm a that. So
yeah,
music to me is a must. I know a lot of authors who don't even write to music, and it blows my mind because my shit would be
yeah.
boring if I didn't have music.
Oh yeah.
I have to say, I'm one
Yeah.
of those who most of my writing is done without music. Just the sex scenes have music.
Oh,
Yeah, so I just no music at all. I
Mhm.
tried it, and I was just like, since I'm a musician, I just started. I'm like, let me go get my guitar and rearrange this song.
Yeah.
So I just had to cut it off. I was like, I can't do it.
we got some comments going on. I wanted to put a couple in here. Trista says, I'm on Metal Monkey right now. And I love the comment he made to the white woman when she asked him about Asian men having small dicks. Okay.
All right, got to buy that tonight.
Yeah, he had to set the record straight. He had to
Had
set
to
the
let her
record straight.
know.
Yeah, he had to let her know.
Okay, because you know what? To me, I want AMBW to be much bigger. I want more Asian male heroes. Have y'all, Travena and Kenya, have y'all written Asian heroes yet? Do you plan to do that in the future if you have not?
I plan to
Well,
get into it because
Lotus
oh, I'm
Flower
sorry. Go ahead.
Bomb is the hero is Akira Takata. He Japanese. So yeah, that's hot. So I love an
Yes.
Asian man.
And what were you saying, Miss Travena?
I am a huge fan of not only Asian culture, but I grew up watching a lot of Asian movies. So, oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely. I'm trying to get into any romance genre that I can. So Asian's definitely in there.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All
It took
right.
a lot of research. That was my first AMBW. And again, I just write the characters that come to me. So,
That's true.
I just write who comes. But it took a lot of research, but it was and I really wanted to do justice to the culture.
Hmm.
So that was
Hmm.
super important for me in that moment.
Yeah, you got to. That's the only thing. Like, you have to, if you're gonna put a Japanese hero in, or if you're gonna put a Chinese, Korean,
Yeah.
whatever, or Jamaican, or
Hmm.
any race, really, you want to have, Italian American. You want to have do a lot of research. Do y'all do a lot of research for your books? And
Oh
like,
yeah.
where do
Yeah.
y'all go to,
Yeah.
like, for your research?
Well, for Metal Monkey, I scoured Facebook, the internet, and I actually have a friend who was an exchange student in Japan. He's
Oh
married to a
wow,
European woman, but he was able to give me like the colloquialisms and how to say cock, how to say dick. Do they say cock? Do they say dick? Do they
how do
say
you,
pussy?
Pookie?
Pussy. Like, what do they say?
What do they say for cock? Do you remember?
He said dick, that Asian
Oh,
man
it's
said
dick.
dick.
It's
Yeah,
not cock.
that
Okay.
right.
Okay. Somebody said what was confusing about Metal Monkey was zodiac signs are
Yeah.
Chinese and he was Japanese. So what are they trying to say about that here?
So according
Children.
to my research, because somebody did leave me a review. According to the research, the Japanese do use the Chinese zodiac.
Chinese one also.
Yes, I do.
But I do take the point that perhaps there is a Japanese specific zodiac. But in
Yeah.
the research that I found, it was okay. And again, having interviewed people, the Chinese zodiac was applicable. So
Yeah. I mean, I had a huge boo boo with this, with my French series because I had the hero saying, I forgot how he was telling her beautiful in French, but it was really what you would say to a guy.
Yeah.
And he was saying to her, and I was fucking at her. And so people were in the reviews like, hey, a French person would never say that. And then a couple of people would send it to me, and I was like, oh, shit. See, that's
Oh
that's
no.
it. Writing other
Yeah.
languages and books and shit, don't know the damn language.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's heartbreaking, but it is what it is. We do our best.
Yeah.
So Trista said, praying for your safety,
thank
Brooklyn.
you.
I know Tamika also said, be safe too.
Thank you,
Um,
everybody.
I wanted to pop up some comments since we're in here. Evasive is the bomb, Travena Terry.
Thank you.
Um, Somebody's talking about the soundtracks. Stay safe, Brooklyn. Positive energy to you.
Thank
That was Avion. Someone said we all are amazing. Thank you very much. Yes, we
You.
are.
Love kisses.
Oh. Yeah.
And Kenya, you said that you already did a Japanese character, right? Because that was in Lotus Flower
Yeah,
Bomb.
and Lotus, and I actually have Japanese friends, and so I got a lot of their culture and how they interact within their homes and stuff from being friends with Japanese people in real
Wow.
life, and then all of the because I've never been to Tokyo, but I think I knocked it out the park as far as the research was done in the
Yes.
book. And then somebody actually complained and said I put too much Japanese culture in the book,
Oh,
which
you're gonna get
Right?
that.
I'm like,
You can never
whatever.
win.
Okay,
Yeah, you
listen, she was in Japan. She wants to explore Japan, man.
Listen,
So
Right?
yeah,
I do that. I get that complaint all the time. I'm never gonna change it because there's so many people who respect it and
Yes.
who want
yeah,
you to give them some detail.
Yeah.
And especially with the pandemic, we
Yes.
yeah,
need to travel,
Yeah,
and we
we're living
can't.
vicariously through your
yeah.
traveling.
Mhm, mhm. And I know that with Kenya, and again, I said when I first came on, there are a couple of authors that I really respect. And Kenya, when I read your books, I think it was how you educated. So there was obviously a lot of,
Hey,
the romance,
Yes.
but I walked away feeling like I had learned something. I'm a people.
Yeah.
oh my gosh, yay!
So that learning piece is huge, and that's important. It's important.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's so important. What did they say? I think I saw a interview with Beverly Jenkins, and I forgot her name, but she's in the community with us, and Angela Kay Austin. And so Beverly Jenkins was saying that her goal is always to do edutainment, where
Mm.
they're entertaining, but they're also educating.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
yet, can you be? You go on and put them motherfucking details, and ain't nobody give a goddamn about that shit.
Yep. Yep.
All right. So Trisha asked, "Do any of you four ladies have a theme music for yourself that motivates you to write?"
No. Nope. Just don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep.
So somebody said, "Can we get a Donnie Yen looking character?"
Yes. I
I
love
love
Donnie.
him. He is
Who is
amazing.
Donnie Yen? I don't know who that is.
I gotta look this.
That's oh my gosh. Say it. It's
He's
coming.
played in he's played in Iron Monkey, surprisingly.
Also did
Oh,
that series.
Is he a K-pop
He's
guy?
played in Blade
No,
2.
he's an older guy. He's really good.
Yeah. He's played in a lot of movies.
yeah. I gotta come to Bermuda, man, and hang out with you. I love that accent. I need to get that
Yeah,
accent.
you need to come. When
So,
the
oh,
hurricane passes. Come after the hurricane.
Yes.
well, yes. For this question, it's Kenya.
Okay.
So Nina asked for Kenya. This is my first time hearing of you, so I do apologize, but can you elaborate on what types of books you write?
Okay. Yeah. The first book is this one, Rapper's Delight. This cover was everywhere. I write contemporary romance, and I also write historical. And that book is called Adored, the Harem Diaries, Book One, and that's from 2017. But the two on the screen are the two that I've recently published. And I write multicultural and always a black woman, but they fall in love with different men. Multicultural and African American romance. So yeah, those covers are
What I
amazing.
found was what I, what I found interesting. Why did you choose that style of color cover? Because I like it. You always see the typical
Hmm.
muscular six pack and this and that. I've seen a lot of people using this style. What
Right.
made you use it?
Because first of all, if you're gonna write, I think you need to follow the trends in the industry, and there are a lot of covers coming out illustrated. But if you look at Lotus Flower Bomb, that guy is resembles Tony Thornburg, who is a very famous Japanese model. And I was
Ooh,
looking for a picture of Tony Thornburg, and it was 8 grand, and I didn't have 8 grand, and I wanted Tony Thornburg,
yeah.
and I wanted Tony Thornburg on my cover, and I didn't have 8 grand, so I wanted that. I definitely wanted. And that's how Flower looks. I love the picture, and I had to get it illustrated to get. There is not a lot of diversity in covers, And so I
Nope.
wanted to see multiracial and Black people on my covers, dark skin, all ratios of color of Black people on my covers, and you can't find them anywhere really. So that's why I
It's
got it.
really difficult to find good stock, especially stock that's not being used by every fucking body. It's
Yeah,
really hard. So I feel like IR authors, especially, we work really hard to make our covers unique
yeah,
in a pool of like the same thing over and over and over. So I was really impressed with your covers.
yeah.
So now Trista is asking, is Rapper's Delight the first book she should read from your
Yeah,
books?
Rapper's Delight is the first book, but they're all standalone. So you can
Okay.
start wherever you want. So, but Rapper's Delight is the first book. Oh,
All right, all right, all right. But so you think would you say that's your best book? You know, what's your favorite book so far? Because we all got our favorite books, but
I think right now Lotus Flower Bum is my favorite book because I just wrote
really.
it. Because I'm really in love with Akira. Okay, I have a bad. I'm just in love with him. I swear to God, I have reread that book like twice because I'm in love with that man. So I'm like, I'm totally in love with him. So yeah.
Okay, we have a question for the group that are from the comments. So I want to get everyone in here real quick to ask this question. If you can bring any character to life, who would it be and why? That's coming from Debbie.
Um, I'll go first if anybody. Everybody's good.
Let's go.
My it would be Asa. I feel like
Oh.
he would just.
And what book? What book?
Oh, I'm sorry, Asa in my book Pensive, the first one,
All right.
Pensive. The reason why is because, gosh, he's just sexy. I mean, he's everything. Like he stays himself the whole book, and I feel like a lot of people kind of compromise who they are, and he's just himself the entire book. He doesn't change. He's just like, look, I'm gonna trap you here if you don't want me. We gotta figure this out. I feel like the world needs an Asa.
Okay, okay. And Miss Brooklyn?
Okay, so I think I have the most, other than Kenya, the most books. I have 12 books. So
Okay.
I have a few to choose from, but I guess we'll go with Remy because oh my
Wow.
goodness. Remy the wolf shifter, the Italian wolf shifter. He
Ooh.
would come. I would have to engage him in some way. Now I know that I'm not his mate. I get all of that. But we have to have a conversation for sure. We would have to have a conversation.
Yeah. And Miss Kenya, what character of yours would you bring to life and why?
I get, like I just said, Akira at this point because I still have a big crush on him, and he's a Japanese billionaire. He could buy me whatever he wants, and he was so hot. So yeah, it would be
Debbie,
Akira totally.
Debbie, thank you for that question. I really love that. Here's another question for the group. How hard is it to choose a cover? Let's go with Travena on that question.
Very. I'm an artist, through and through.
Mm-hmm.
So if it doesn't match up with what I have, we're gonna keep doing it until we get it. And since I'm with the publisher, sometimes that could be your vision doesn't match up.
Ooh.
So it's you sit there for 3 months trying to figure out how to design a cover. So it is pretty difficult, but sometimes you knock it out of the park, and it's perfect.
Brooklyn?
I've been fortunate to work with one cover artist for 2 years. She nailed the first one, and I'm pretty easy. I will say with Metal Monkey, it's already been said to find that diversity,
Yeah.
especially with sexy Asian males.
Wow.
You mentioned Kenya, you mentioned the guy that you wanted. I actually found a photographer. His name is Zoen Lamb.
Okay.
So the guy on the model on Metal Monkey, he is the only. I purchased that photo. It wasn't $8,000.
Exclusive, yeah.
It was exclusive. But I bought that photo. I have other photos that I'm buying. All of that to say, I am very particular, but my cover artist and we are in sync. So
Yeah.
she can literally show me something, and that's it. He would do it.
See, and I miss when pandemic wasn't here because I had some shit coming and now I had to put it on hold because I can't write a book unless I see a book cover. So and have it there, the whole image there to me. Because to me, the book cover is almost partially the book, at least partial of the sale, right?
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
Taria Reid, she would do photo shoots and she'd get the characters that I want. So like for Rhapsody and Sonata, I wanted that girl, with the violin. Like she had to draw that on
Hmm.
the model and then have to get the bow and player and all that. Because you could not find that with
Yeah.
that would be impossible to find that for like an interracial
I
thing.
was wondering where you got that from. I
So
was like, where does this come from?
I really miss those days because I had she had lined up a bunch of Asian male models and we were gonna do all these shoots and all this stuff like that, and it was like no. So I'm just waiting now. I'm waiting. Miss Kenya, how hard is it to choose a cover? We did talk about you doing illustrated, but how hard is it for you to come up with the concept?
I like currently I have a cover that's coming out that is going to blow y'all mind. And I came up with that concept and I just think about the setting. I pick a setting out the book and then I put the characters in the setting. And now that I'm doing illustrated covers, I just tell the artist what I want and then
Super
she's
easy.
very talented. Yeah, and she draws it. Otherwise, as you know,
Mhm.
I would be on Deposit Photo or Adobe just looking
Searching,
at
searching.
thousands and thousands of pictures
Yes.
and I have to focus on writing. I don't have time to be
Yeah.
doing all of that. And
Hmm.
so I just so now that they're doing illustrate, I just tell her my concept and she has so far done a great job, I thought, executing them.
Now,
So
I think that since you've started with Illustrated, you should keep on doing it. Like that's
yeah.
your branding because that's your flow. And then when people see it, they know it's most likely they're like, "Oh, is that a Kenya book?" And they stop.
Yes.
So, like that's my thing. I think you
You
should
know
keep
you
it up.
Yeah, and you inspired me with your illustrations inside the book. Oh my God. I'm like, yeah. I was like, that's
You,
so hot. That was so
Girl,
you.
hot.
I was just me and this artist because the book, this paranormal book that I'm doing now, the artist and he's having problems because I'm like, these guys are so strong and magical, we could really have some fun. So it's a 69, but the girl is upside down and they're standing and he's holding her and her
Oh,
Oh my
legs
that's
are
God.
up
fun.
here and they're standing and it's
Yes.
all that. And he's just like, so now wait a so how do you I'm like on porno sites, like taking pictures, sending it to him. He's like, oh, and so they're standing. Yes, they're standing.
Mm, it's hot.
Do it.
So yeah, we're gonna
Just
see
do
what
it.
happens with these visuals. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, let's see. I got some Asa is super sexy. Yeah, some other people said shout out to Asa. Someone said Asa is a super good freak.
Good freak.
Okay. Someone screamed out Remy like that's their man or something. Okay, okay. Remy is just a throw your panties away as soon as he comes in the room. Okay.
Pretty much, or he'll just rip them off. It's either way.
That's the kind of man we like there.
All right, all right, all right. Avion wanted to know, is any of you self-published? Any self-published? Raise your hand if you are.
I
Um,
am.
I
Oh.
have a couple that will be self-published.
Good, good, good. So I'm hybrid, which is traditional self-published and all that. Brooklyn, are you hybrid?
Nope, just south.
All self. And Kenya, you're all self now?
Yeah, for right now.
Yeah, I
We
think
got
it's
yeah.
back in the day when I started 2010, it was you a self-published author was seen as disgusting. It was like ew, and no one wanted to read them, and so everybody was rushing to be traditional or small press.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now it's so much love for self-published authors, and the money is really, really good. I
Yeah,
must say
Yeah.
that.
it is.
Yeah, I'm not upset at that money.
But I think it's all about, I know for me, quality, that's my brand. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Bermuda, I help other locals to publish. And
Wow.
yeah, my thing is our books should look like they could sit on
Yes.
a Barnes and Noble shelf and you would never.
Damn right.
And that's what I do. That's my standard. So self
Gotta be.
Yeah.
That's
No
it. That's it
half-assing.
right there.
Mm-mm. No half-assing coming on the show either. I don't have any half-ass authors. All the authors that are invited are excellent, high quality. She said, at the start of your author journey, especially, what kept you going if things felt overwhelming or inspiration was tough?
Hmm.
What kept you going? I'm gonna bring everyone in here to
Yeah.
answer this one too.
That's a really good question. Thank you for that. I think for me, two things. I was actually on a panel a few months ago, and the question was, how do you handle rejection? And my answer was, I don't process rejection, or it was actually failure. I don't process failure. Every experience is a growth opportunity. And so anytime I experience challenges, I reframe them so that it's never overwhelming or it's never anxiety provoking. It's always, okay, how do I grow from this? What am I supposed to learn from this? And I think in addition to that, I've been really blessed that from my debut, I've seen a steady increase in engagement from readers. And so I've not really had a slump, knock on wood, but I guess all in all, it's how I reframe situations. I don't process failure. I don't even know what failure is. Like, not to say I don't have it, but the way I think about it is different. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And Kenya and Trina, Travena, chime in. How do y'all feel about like when things get tough? Do things get tough for y'all, and how do you keep yourself motivated to write again?
So I kind of I haven't really, like I said, it's only been 8 months, and my goal was to basically to share what I've been sitting on for everyone. So I really
Yeah.
didn't have any expectations as to what to expect. I mean, I just knew that I wanted to put it out there, and I wanted to share the voices in my head with everybody else, so we all can be crazy together. So I didn't really have too much of. I don't really look at failure in the writing department because as long as you like it, to me, there really is no failure.
Okay, okay. And Miss Kenya.
Well, basically, to be 100% honest, I've always had a lot of adversity. My husband got blown up in Iraq. I got a kid who
Wow.
was autistic and didn't speak for 2 years. And writing is my therapy. So I write
Wow.
through, writing is my safe place and my place to go. So I have always, writing is what I do when things are hard, writing and
Mm.
reading. So if I don't write, then I will really have a hard time and like have a breakdown. But as long as I'm able to write or read a good book, I'm good. But so that's my outlet.
I mean, that's actually a sign. People, my best friend, if she knows I haven't written anything in a day or two or three, or even the kids, if they know I haven't been writing, then everybody knows I'm depressed. Because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I might get depressed and don't really know it. I'm just like
Mm-hmm.
scatterbrained.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because and I'll know I'm depressed because I haven't been writing.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, writing helps me get through it. I've written through the toughest of times, super poverty, someone in the family dying, stuff like that. And like you said, writing really helps me relax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So let's go. I want to get some of these comments here though before we go. Metal Monkey is a fire cover.
It is.
Uh,
I love it. And that's
Debbie
doing
had
it.
a question. She said, "What is your favorite part of the writing process?" Travina.
The end.
Right? Man,
What about you, Travina? What's your favorite part of the writing process?
my favorite part is when I finally wrap up all the loose ends because I'm that reader who I read. I'm a writer, but when I read my books, I am the reader.
Yeah.
So there's certain things that I want. I want answers to these questions. So I'll be like, "What's going on, Trina? How are we wrapping this up? We can't leave this unanswered." So it's once I finally write the end. That's when I'm like, all of my answers, everything that I've wanted to put in here, it's in here. I'm happy now. Now I can go to sleep.
Yeah, I will agree. Because who said the end is your favorite? Kenya?
I did, I did. But really, it's I love to the part I love to create the story, when the idea springs to mind and write the synopsis, that's very exciting for me because it's
Mhm.
something new. But I love to get to that end, especially with this book I'm writing now, because it's like it's a long, it's a
Lord Jesus.
yeah. I'm really booking trying to get done with it. So
Brooklyn, how about you?
For me, I am a, if anything, I'm a plantser, a plotter and a pantser. So for
Yes,
me,
yes.
yeah. So for me, the best part is the journey, because even if I plot it, I don't know how they're going to get there. So I just love going with my characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. I love it.
At this moment, the end is my gonna be my favorite part because I have a few books that are
Mhm.
kicking my ass,
Yes.
and this summer fucked me up with getting sick and all of that, and coming back in. So like, it's so many books where it's just like I know how it goes in my
Mhm.
head, and I just want to get to the end of the
Yeah.
fucking book. Like, come on.
yeah,
Yeah.
So and the book's long. Like this one book is now 300 pages.
Yeah.
It's Ava and the ballerina. It's up in Ava and the ballerina, Ava and Misha in my
Mhm.
Russian Mafia, and it's like just forever on and
Yes.
on and like,
Yes.
come on, God damn it!
Listen, Misha is okay. Samir is my man, but
Misha's babe.
Misha is my man. I don't know. I have a lot of them. You better take your time with that. That's all I'm saying.
But that's the thing. It's like sometimes I'm like, you know what? I could just end it right here, and nobody
Yeah.
should be mad. But it answers like still
Yes.
4 questions are left. I
Right?
Exactly.
yeah.
can't do that.
Take
Ain't
your
nobody
time.
playing with me. My they don't play. So I gotta finish the shit. So it's like I'm gonna take my time. I'll take my time.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to Trista. Do any of you ever answer the characters that talk to you in your head? Like as they talk to you in your head, do you answer them back?
You mean
All
out
the
loud?
time. I do.
I'll be talking to my characters, and you know,
I have full blown
Absolutely.
conversations. Full blown
Absolutely.
conversations.
who
I
said full blown conversations? Raise your hand. Who said that?
yeah.
Okay, okay, full blown conversations. Yes, Trista, we're crazy. We're writers. We mentally ill.
Yes.
I think
Certified.
the story plays in my head, like
There we
over.
go.
The story plays over in my head
Is it
again
like
and
a
again.
movie?
Yeah, it's like a movie. Like the book, they're not fully formed, but the
Mhm.
beginning is definitely I am impacted by the
Oh.
beginning of the book, and then my characters are real ignorant because I was they will say I want my book to be next and will not stop messing with me until the book I write their book. Like a Kiro book was not. I wrote it. Rapper's Delight was first, but I actually wrote Lotus first
Yeah.
and then I wrote Rapper's Delight. So I was he kept like, I want my book. I need my book first. Can you write my book first? I was like, okay.
So
He wouldn't
it's
stop fucking with me.
Trista said, how hard is it to write with others around you? So like people
Um,
around.
Can do it.
Um
I do that all the time. I'm the third out of 6 kids, so
Mm.
I've gotten used to functioning in a loud environment. If it's too quiet, I'm like, hold on, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on now? If I'm too quiet, like this, I need to hear some kind of noise. But it's not very hard for me to write around. It's hard for me to do other things while I'm writing. Now
Mhm.
that's hard.
Yeah.
What about you, Kenya? Because you got some kitties over there.
yeah, I was writing at 10 o'clock, so they would be asleep. So they
That's
would never
right.
be around. Now that they are
Oh, this
always
pandemic.
around. Yeah, now that they are, I have to move because of the virtual school to the daytime. I
Mhm.
just tell them, look, mommy's writing. Don't bother, mommy. Daddy's on duty right now, and they respect that. They know I'm working, so they don't
What's your
bother me a lot.
what's your age range for your kids right now?
13, 10, and 5. And
Okay,
then like
okay.
my daughter will come up and hug me and give me and tell me she loves me and stuff like
Yes.
that. And then she'll go on and do her thing. But they know when I'm working, like, do not bother mommy. So
It was severely difficult for me back in the day, because my
mhm.
oldest, who's like 14, was 4, and they was
Right.
always doing something. I was breastfeeding while revising a book. I remember revising and going like this and just shit being fucked
Yep.
up. And I remember putting the book out, and people are like, she doesn't care at all about, because I found an error, and I'm like, you know what, fuck you. I should send you pictures of me breastfeeding and shit. I was working hard. So it's like, don't read your reviews. But anyway,
That's what they say, but it's hard not to read them, right? I'm
oh my
like,
God.
Oh yeah, it's hard.
But now, because they're all older and they like leave me alone and stuff, the only time it's hard for me to write around people are sex scenes. I can't write sex scenes around with kids running around or adults. I can't do it.
mm-hmm.
What about y'all? Can y'all write sex scenes with other people around?
Oh yeah. I'll be sitting there like
I can.
Trevina nasty.
all kind of stuff be going on over here. It's like my own little movie, and they're sitting there talking to me like, going down right now. You just don't understand. Yeah.
All right, so Vernice said, which character spoke the loudest to you? Let's hit Miss Trevina first.
Asa. Asa is like my spirit animal. He just
Oh.
Asa, and then Jay afterwards, and then Charmaine. So I had three: Asa, Jay, and then Charmaine. Jay is kind of a lot nicer than the nicer side of me, and then Charmaine is just who I want to be. So yeah, those three.
All right, and so for Kenya and Brooklyn, which character spoke the loudest to you?
That's a tough question. Like I said, I
I
have.
already said Akira.
Oh, yeah, for me, I have 12. That's why I say I give all of my characters their stage time. So at whatever I'm writing, those characters, I listen, we converse, we've discussed that. And so I just give everybody equal stage time. I don't, well, I mean, Remy. But other than Remy, everybody is the same.
And then Miss Kenya, what about you?
Akira, once again, he spoke the loudest to me because he was insisting that I write his book, and I just felt like that their story was so beautiful, and I wanted to get their story on the page so fast, and he was such a dynamic character, and I just like still kind of have a crush on him, and also Fade too because Fade's story is like the American dream, so that's what I just love. I love all my characters actually. Sorry.
So this is an and for me it was Casimir. Casimir is the loudest one. He's
Love it.
still talking. I'm trying to end the book. It was supposed to be one book. It might be 105 books. I don't know what's going
Yes,
on.
yes. Let the Cas come through.
Casimir
We
is
need him.
crazy. So
We need him.
on the average, we have Shirley Johnson. She said, on an average, a range, what type of money could a self-published author make? I will answer that, but after y'all.
Oh,
Anybody want to say it?
I'll go first, I guess.
My camera flipped out, so I don't know what happened. And my daughter just came in the room.
Well, I
For me,
guess.
it's a long answer. So, I mean, I'm going to let y'all go.
You've been in the business longer. You have to answer that
I know.
question.
You're the most
This is a
qualified.
long motherfucking answer for me, Miss Shirley Johnson. I'm going to tell you that right now. When I started, my first book, Fire Baptized, made maybe $10 a month. Now it probably makes 500-600 a month or whatever.
Okay.
But like that first year, I was really sad a lot. I'd be crying and shit, like, I'm not gonna do it. This is horrible. So then the second year, it was like getting a little better. I might have
What do
had
you
10
want?
books. So I think each year, like the first year might have been because I have like 52 books now.
Yes.
So the first year might have been like 5-6 books. I was just trying to get it, I was looking at all these white girls are just making this money off of 2-3 books. I said, what is wrong? My books are better than all of these bitches' books. So I was like, why am I not making this money? And I tell the story time, I think it was around the third or fourth year, because I'm in law school, had a full-time job,
What do
and I
you
have
want?
little kids. Third year,
Go sit down. I'm doing
my
something.
ex left me or whatever, so and it was just a whole devastating situation, right? And I was so disgusted with the whole thing, right, that I said, you know what, from now on I'm going to do what I want to do for the rest of my life, blah blah blah. So I ended up quitting my job completely and saying, you know what? All I need is the time. If I just write real fast, I'm going to be a millionaire soon. So I had years of poverty because no, that is not true. You're not just going to be a millionaire automatically, right? And I
Right.
struggled and went through shit. But now, man, woo, these past 2 years, I'll be looking at that bank account like,
Yes.
whoa. This month, like I show the kids all the time. I'm like, look at that. That's me.
Yeah.
I made that money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why I have the cake killers, because I just be wanting to hug everybody. Like y'all pay for my food and I love y'all.
Yes.
How y'all doing mentally?
Love you guys too.
Y'all need anything? We want to do a giveaway? What y'all need? I love y'all. When the pandemic hits, like, no, is everybody okay? None of y'all sick? Nobody's sick over there, right? I love my fans. I take Shirley Johnson. I would just say this: if you keep writing, you will make money. Point blank. Period. But you have to keep writing, and that book may make $10, $20 in the beginning. But I'm telling you, that Fire Baptized, like I said, it went from $10 to like 500. Now October coming, it might make more than that. And every book is making money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get people from around the world that grab you on just odd books.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
got you from Incubus Hunter. Incubus Hunter. I don't even remember what happened in that story.
Right?
So just keep writing. Everyone is gonna make money if they keep writing. Like these women right here. 10 more years, we're all going to be on these expensive yachts in the French Riviera. I'm going to
Hell
give y'all
yeah. Claim
champagne
it. I'm
That's
glasses.
the
claiming
plan
that.
right there.
Millionaires, because these kids
Yes.
are the shit.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet.
Anybody want to add in? Because I'm going to go to the next question.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do like I first of all I said it before, I don't want to be redundant, but Kenya Wright is literally, I'm very strategic in anything I do. I take calculated risks, but I prototype. I need to be able to look at something and say, okay, that's the end goal. And
Yeah.
I'm flying when I say Kenya Wright is one of the she is the
Yay!
one of them. And so it's literally very strategic. So when I first published, literally the day before, $2,000, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, oh wow, you could make that money. And then I realized that you needed to keep doing it. Okay, keep going. You need a backlist. Like people's gonna read that, then they want to read something else. And then there were times when it dipped. And then I just continued to work it. I tried to improve my craft. Like I don't put out junk. Like, I don't put out junk. Like if you read my earlier works, you'll see the growth. But all of that to say, I believe in studying to show myself approved. And so I do
Oh, I love that.
vision. Yeah. Like my money is growing. I'm seeing more, but I want to grow. I never will be satisfied.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to continue to be better. And so
Yeah.
you pattern myself after people and I look at there's no room for jealousy. And I think that's another thing. I think Black women, we need to be like crowns. Let's fix each other's crowns. Let's do it because
Yes.
it's for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's such a good point, because I would initially, when I started, like the first 3 or 4, it's been 10 years for me, but the first couple of years, I would be so jealous. It's like, oh, she's doing that. Well, she got that. And then after a while, it was like, it don't fucking matter, especially Black female authors. We got it so tough in this game. If the more we unite, the more I see all of us sharing and posting on, the more we rise. And the more people are buying, because all 4 of us right now share readers.
Yes.
Ain't nobody taking no reader from none of us.
No.
And it ain't nothing wrong with saying, here, readers, check out Travena, check out Kenya, check out Brooklyn.
Right.
You don't got 30 books for 30 days of the month. Like, let them read other books.
Exactly.
And like I said, I always say everybody can eat. I was like, we all can
Everybody.
eat.
Yes.
All of us can eat. And I think I model myself like what Brooklyn was saying after who's killing it, right?
Yeah.
And so you strategize and you work with people and you lift people up. The money will come. No matter
100%.
what you do, if you love what you're doing and and I would say when I put out Rapper's Delight,
Mm-hmm.
I put out Rapper's Delight at the end of the quarter, right? Because we get paid by quarters, people who
That's right.
are interested. In that 1 week, I was like, damn, that's how much money I made in 1 week. Because it was only recorded for that 1 week. And I was like, and so I ain't even got the Lotus Flower Bum money. And it was number one.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I told my husband, I was like, wait till I get my Lotus Flower Bum money.
Yeah, there
Finally.
it is.
And he's like, he think he gonna pay bills with my money, but we ain't paying no bills with my money.
Well, I had a best friend, a bestie. I mean, we're still cool. My bestie, right, white girl, and wrote writing as long as me. Um, she was about. It was her husband. They had both got left laid off. They got three sons, and they was living with their mother. And the mother was like, "Listen, y'all need to figure this shit out." She wrote 3 books real fast, put them out. It was like King Books, all that. That motherfucker made 1.7 million that year.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
there
So
it is.
anything is possible. Keep it moving. Keep it
Mhm.
sexy. Do what you got to do. I always think of her and be like, yo, okay, I'm going to keep going. So now Trista asks, do you prefer to edit your own books or do you want other people? Do you have other people edit them?
I think, well, first, it all depends on who you are. Like, I know with me, I need to read my books at least 3 to 4 times in different times of the day, because if I'm reading in the morning, I'm reading in the afternoon, you may be able to find some other things. Reading it all depends. So I need to read my books at least 3 or 4 times because I really want the best. Of course, when you pay somebody, of course they're gonna want the best too. But what you really, really, really want it to be amazing. So I feel like it's I prefer to edit my own, but then of course I need a professional opinion because they definitely may catch those things that I may have missed because I'm in the technology field, so I shorthand a lot. So sometimes that could hurt my writing process because I shorthanded it, but I didn't mean to, and I need a professional comeback. So I feel like I need both.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same. Because I read my book, I edit my books, and then I put them through pro writing aid, and then I send it to a professional
Yeah.
to edit.
Yeah.
Because yeah. Cause I'm country, so we talk country down here, and
Yes, yes.
and it's not proper English, and so
Mhm.
whatever that is. So I use a professional editor.
Yeah.
So, but then like my editors have gotten better. I will say that.
Yeah, it's it's
So,
it's difficult to find good editors.
Yes.
mhm.
Yeah.
But I can't put a book out without at least 2 editors because I lose my damn mind. Because you can have 3 editors, a proofreader, several beta readers, and you're gonna still have a goddamn error
Yes.
somewhere.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
And you want every author wants their book to be the best. No author, like you see a review and they'd be like, she don't care. It's like nobody wants to put these are our kids.
It's
These
like,
are
ma'am,
our
this is
children.
90,000
They are
words.
like our
I don't
kids.
care. This
Oh
is
my god.
90,000 words, ma'am.
Yes. All right. Trista said that Brooklyn, you can't have Misha.
I
All
don't
right.
know. We may have to do this.
Uh-oh, it's time to fight.
We may have to do this.
So
You're gonna
Trista
duke
wanted
it
to know,
out.
do you sometimes write the end of a book before the beginning?
Um,
I don't.
I it all depends. With Pensive, I wrote the beginning, that first chapter, Ace to bump was like, this is the chapter, this is what it's gonna be. But that ending took a little
All
bit
right.
of work. Sometimes, so I'll write the beginning and then I'll skip towards the middle, and I'll write the middle, and I'll be like, when I get bored, because I do get bored sometimes, I'll be like, I don't want to do this part. Nobody cares about you walking to the car, and and I'll skip and go to the end, right? And then I'll write the end. So it all depends. But with Evasive, I wrote that thing sequentially. Like I didn't go to the end, and then with this one that's kicking my behind now, that's going to be out soon. I had to write the ending first because I was like, y'all getting on my nerves. This is too much for me.
I'm
So,
happy other people are struggling right now because I'm like having a
oh
hard time.
girl, they
Oh
killing me.
yeah.
They killing me.
Super
So,
struggling right now.
and
Who
but
else
I'm
has written the end of the book before the beginning?
Yeah. because I journey with my characters, I can't because I don't know what's gonna happen.
You
I
did, yeah.
don't know how it's gonna happen. So
Keena Kendrick, when we did a live, she said that sometimes she starts at the middle. And I was so
Mhm.
blown away. I was like, whoa, because to me, the middle is hard. So if
Yeah,
I
the
can start at
levels.
the middle, that might motherfucking work for me. I don't know.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm usually at the beginning. I may have a scene or two at the end that I want to get to,
yeah,
Mhm.
but I've never been able to start right that end
Right
and
back in.
then,
yeah.
keep it moving on.
Yeah, because
Just to add
I'm a
something
very
really quick,
mhm.
I think it works with different genres because the thriller that I'm writing, I can write from the end all the
Oh,
way to the beginning. But
there we
for
go.
romance, it's like, that doesn't really work for romance for
Yeah.
me.
That's
I'm
interesting.
linear. I write all the books from start to end. Because if I start screwing around, I will just be like, it'll become like just a circle of hell where I'm just continuously just circling around one scene all the time. So I have to write in a straight order, like what you said, chapter by chapter, break it down and
Straight
get
up.
to the end. Yeah, I don't. I'm very. That's just the way my mind, because I already see the story, the arc of the story in my brain. So
So whose character is Charmaine? Charmaine or Charmaine?
Me, Charmaine,
All right,
she
she's a
is.
bad
She is
chick
that bad.
apparently. Just to
She is.
add a question, do you look at your muse while writing the sex scene? I'm wondering. So, like, do y'all have a muse?
Well, first of
I used
all,
to have. Go ahead, break it down.
here's my problem. I didn't know that that was a thing when I started, that you had to have
Yeah.
people. So I was the only person who was like, well, y'all want me to find this person? Like, right? So finding Asa was a nightmare. When people are like, what's his picture? What does he look like? I was like,
yeah.
I described it. What else do you want from me? I'm a writer, not an illustrator. But no, I don't look at my muse when I'm writing because they're
Hmm.
all
Hmm.
here. So it's the hardest thing ever. You say, where's the picture of this
Hmm.
person? I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
They're here.
I have a muse like for every, but I don't. I write in Scrivener, so Scrivener has this thing where you can put their picture up
Yeah,
over to the side. I don't look at it during the sex scene because they're already embedded in my
yeah.
head before, because
Mhm.
I need to see what they look like in my visually, then I put it away.
Hmm.
And then but I just have it just for like, for I guess like research purposes or whatever, just their face, because they never are going to be tall enough, because I like all my men to be like over 6 feet, and none of these actors or models and stuff ever be over 6 feet. So that's what I go for. I do look at them, but not while I'm writing a
Yeah.
sex scene though.
Like for me, when the sex scenes happen, they happen. Like I see it.
Mhm.
It's like a movie,
Yeah.
and I just write everything I see. So I don't need to see it.
Yeah.
I already know what he looks like, and I see what he is doing to her, and that's what we're
Yeah.
writing.
Exactly.
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 That makes sense. Yeah. I do a lot of daydreaming. Sometimes I go to bed at 10:30 to try and go to sleep early. It'd be 2 in the morning. I've been daydreaming about the book and just in bed, just smiling like, yeah. And and it's like, oh shit, it's 2 in the
Yes.
morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't have the whole action scene and then so that's I don't really look at the muse. I have my whole granted though, I have
Yeah.
Michelle Marone and Jason Momoa and all of them in my bedroom. So I'm consistently walking by these dudes. When I was dating, because I haven't been dating in like 3 years, when I was dating, you could even tell who I was dating at the time because I would dedicate, I'm a romantic. I dedicate the book to them. Right? So there's certain books where you'll see the dedication and it's to
I'm gonna go
the
hunt them down
guy.
now.
And like
I'm gonna hunt them down now.
Oh wow.
and I thought, I
You've
said
immortalized these dudes in
yeah,
Let me
your
go
I'll
find
be
books.
it.
like, Kenya, was that dedication necessary? I'd be like, and for you, because you're this and that and this and this and this and this and blah, blah, blah. And you could tell, and they'll read the books and they'll see so many things of them in the book. So that's why I
Yeah.
said I do need to date again because
Yeah.
when I date, the books are a little bit crazier because I'm taking, from everyone around me.
Yeah.
Um, So let's see. Yes, Kaz is putting me through it. Okay, so let's go back to these questions because we got to get to these questions here. I do kind of want to get some of these out here. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go to Brooklyn right now for the
Yay!
question. Brooklyn from Charlotte. Charlotte said, I love your BWWM books. Have you considered writing AA, African American, basically?
Like I said, I write who comes to me. Um, and I can't, it's something, so I'm by day, I'm a clinical mental health therapist. So
Mm-hmm.
everything I think, I always think really deeply about stuff. And I have not been able to write AA. And I have said to my, like, what is this? Like, why am I unable to create a desirable African American, like a, and I still have not answered that question for myself. But that's not to say that so I am writing one, but it's a white woman, so it's BAMWM. So
Okay.
it's got that interracial piece. But I don't know. That's a very good question. I'm going to continue to think about that. Thank you.
I have two books, no, maybe three books that are African American. And it is different. I think maybe because, at least for me, it's such a fantasy,
Yes.
for me. Like, I would never date Casimir in real life because I'm a pussy and he would scare the shit out of me, right? But I like crazy, over the top, and I like different. I'm always writing about a country that I've never been to, or a place I've never seen, or religion, or something that I've never, and I want to explore it, and I want people to explore it with me. So that could be it too, where you've dated tons of African American guys, and you're possibly like, I'm interested over here, and I'm looking at this.
That's great, because maybe that's what it is. And my
Yeah.
experience, like my husband, he's right here making a sandwich. My husband's black. I'm Bermudian. My husband's American. He's from Boston. I shipped him to the islands. But,
Boston.
maybe it is that, like, other than my husband, I get, black guys. I'm very picky, and so I'm not being titillated by, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't
All
know.
right, our next question is for Miss Travena.
Yay.
Let's pull this up. Susan said, Susan Hall Comrie said, what inspires you, Travena, as a Black woman to write BWWM/IR?
Um, Actually, it's a funny story because I didn't actually intend on writing it. Jay just happens to be Italian. That's what happened.
Really? It
So
just came out.
I didn't set out to say this. I'm going to be an AA Arthur. I'm going to be an IR Arthur. I'm going to write erotic romance. What happened was I loved his character and I just went with it. He spoke to me and I was like, well, he's Italian.
See, that makes sense.
We're going to go with.
Sometimes the characters come to you,
Yeah. So it wasn't his conscious decision. It just happened.
So now, let's see. We have a question over here. All right. It says, would any of you offer a writing course for new authors?
I'm trying to get at this Kenya Wright's writing course real quick. That's what I'm trying to get at.
You know what? I was
in the master course.
Man, that's on my freaking that's been on my whole like bucket list. I have some outlines and stuff like that, and I wanted to write some books or whatever. When I really wanted to do the writing course, I wasn't making any money. Now that I am, I'm like, man, I got to keep making this money. I'm like nervous.
You don't have time.
Let me do these books out. Let me get these books out. I don't want to play around right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I actually do. I have a writing course. Again, it's for local Bermudians, but it's online. It's called 16 Weeks to Published.
Oh,
and I literally take
that's
people,
neat.
Yeah, I
post
take
it in the K Killers group, please. I don't mind. Put that in there. I might sign up.
No, you
If you
won't. No, you will not. You will
You
never.
don't ever, hey, you never know it all. Trust me on that.
Is
Yeah,
not
so that yeah, I do that, and we just started. I teach on Sundays. This was the second week of 16 weeks. So I
Wow.
came up with some ideas to publish book, and I use my team to help
Holy
make it
shit.
happen.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I'm going
so
to ask you how to do that.
Yeah, we
I
need
Wow.
have
that info. We want to sign up for the class.
Please post that. Post
that's
that.
neat,
Post
Brooklyn.
that.
But I don't offer a class for how to get publishing, but I have a class in November that I'm doing
Oh,
for social media networking,
Hmm.
because that's kind of where my wheelhouse is social media and networking to improve your writing career, your author career, your brand and stuff. So yeah, but if you have a local RWA, I would suggest you join it, and then you will be able to find a lot of information there. So to be a published writer.
all right. Now
So
we have a question for Miss Kenya. Let me pull everybody out here and let's go to you, Miss Kenya. Trista said, what is your next book and what will it be about?
The next book is the third book in the Mogul series. I haven't shared the title yet. I will share the title in a couple of weeks because it's a spoiler. I don't want to give it away. But if you read, it's a contemporary book and it's about Sadiq and Lovey Bell from the Rapper's Delight, and they will be hooking up in California. So yeah, that's that book. I'm not telling the title yet.
No, you're not ready to tell the title?
No, because the title is like all the titles are hip hop songs, so or R&B
I like
songs, and
that. I'm pretty jealous about that shit. I really am upset about that. Because now I can't really do it, but I really want to do that shit, man. That's awesome. I wish if I was starting over, that's what I would do.
yeah,
That's what I would
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Okay, the next, go ahead. Well, go
Mhm.
ahead. Say it.
No, because the idea was it was about hip hop. What can I? So I had to add songs. So I just named all the titles. All the most popular are going to be very popular hip hop songs. So
All
yeah.
right. Our next person is Travena for the question here. I'm about to pull you in here. All right, here we go. How long before your next book is what who said that? Nene wanted to know. How long before your next book, Travena? We don't got time. We've been waiting. Where's
I
your
know,
next
right?
book?
I told you they're fighting me. They are fighting me. I was stuck at that 50K and just sitting there staring at me for like a good month. The next book for the first draft will be done this month. Now, as far as the release date, I don't know because I'm a perfectionist. So we're gonna have to see. But the first draft will be done absolutely September. So we're looking at probably the next 2 months. So October and
Ooh.
November.
And do we have an idea maybe who's in the book? Anything
Oh
you want to
yes, yes. Well, if you read Evasive, like I like to kind of pick people for this particular, I don't want to say series because then I have to give a name and I'm bad with names. But for this particular set that I'm doing, it will be Don and May. Don is the cousin of Jay or Giovanni, who's our
Okay.
anti-hero or hero, whatever you want to call him, in Evasive. And May is Charmaine's assistant, who is Jay's wife. So it will be about them.
So all connected. All connected.
Yes, they're all connected. But I was like, I can't give this series a name. They were like, what do you want the series to be named? I was like, I don't know. So they're just going to have to be
Don't
standalone
worry
in the
about it.
same universe.
But how long do you see this going? Are you going to be going to a new series, or do you like going with this
Well,
series
with
right now?
this one, I mean, I love the characters. They are nearest and dearest to my heart, but I do have other places I want to go. So this will be, I guess, for a while. This will be the last one for a minute for this series, but I do have a couple of other projects that are almost finished.
I want to know. I mean, I know they're not out yet, but tell us what are you thinking? What are you thinking about here? What do
Well,
you
I
think?
have one that is interracial, that's age gap taboo. That one's coming out. You check out my
Is it like a
Instagram.
teacher student thing or what?
It's
What
more
is it?
like a boss employee thing.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's heavily BDSM influence, very heavy. And then we have another one called Toi, which is a menage a trois book, which is
Yes,
going to be
ma'am.
AA. It's going to be AA because I don't feel like there's a lot of menage a trois AA books. So I was like, let me go ahead and do it for the culture and the community.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's
And
do
then I
it.
have another one that's a thriller that's going to be called The Butcher. That's coming out.
Woo! I love butchers.
I
And
know.
part of this cover right here is a new cover. When is this coming out?
That's May and Don's book.
And what? Oh, really?
Yeah, that's May and Don's book.
All right, all right. So when should we expect it?
October, November is what I'm reaching for. I don't like waiting too long. I don't like sitting on it for
It
too
looks
long.
good. It looks sexy. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
thank you.
All right. So we have the next question is for Miss Brooklyn. I'm about to bring you on, Miss Brooklyn. All right, all right, all right. And here we go. Nene asked Brooklyn, how did you come up with the maid's daughter? Will you ever write other characters like these? So first, tell me what book this is about the maid's daughter.
Okay. So thanks for the question. The Mayor's Daughter was my debut. That was the one I just really dropped, and I had no idea what was happening. I was just like, and it's basically about. It was set in 1954 South Carolina, and the maid
Whoa.
lived in the big house with the white family, and she
Mm-hmm.
had a little girl with her, and the family had a son, and so
Okay.
the maid's daughter and the family son, they grew up together, like kind of like brother and sister.
Yeah.
What they fell in love when they hit they went 16, but of course in that time it was not possible. So that's pretty much the plot for the maid's daughter. I have toyed with the maid. People have asked me for some other stuff, but again, I think there's so many characters. There's just so much happening in my brain. It's like,
Yeah.
how do I write all of this? You know, so
See, that makes a lot of sense. I'm pulling up some of your books right now. Not all of them, but a couple of them in here. Let's see. And so what do you have coming out soon since we got you real quick?
okay. So Fire Snake will be book 2 of After Metal Monkey.
Ooh. I
Yeah,
like
and
these
so
names though.
Fire Snake.
Oh, y'all got real good names, man. Y'all really thought out these titles.
Yeah, I'm excited. I have my model. I had to pay him $1 million for. I paid $1 million for that one. I'm paying another million for the next guy.
Mhm.
Fire Snake, and then we don't have the book cover, but for 5 years, those
Ooh.
characters are speaking to me. So I've actually started. It's
You
going to
gonna
come.
bring it back in? Oh, Travena said cheers in there. She's in there. Y'all can't hear it, but Travena's going crazy in there about the 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Please
that's
post the Cake Killers. Please post the Cake
I
Killers.
yes. So a lot going on in my brain. A lot happening. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. And what's up with Torn?
Yeah. So I actually have, and we don't have the cover, but book 3, Bonded, is coming out, and I am bringing Remy, his brother, and I don't know if anybody read
Ooh.
My French Connection, Dylan Hamilton.
Okay, okay.
Coming back together to rest something with the girls. I don't even know what's gonna happen, but Bonded is coming out soon.
I keep hearing about Remy all through the comments. People are yelling, Remy. All right, all right. So we are going to go back to, who's this next question for? Travena. All right, let me pull Travena in. Oh, and someone asked me a question. What'd they say? Listen, man, don't be asking me about the lion and mouse right now. That motherfucker is bothering me. That shit is fucking annoying. Lion and the Mouse, listen, please don't quote me. I am trying my best to get Misha and Ava out November
Mm-hmm.
and Kaz and Emily December. That is the goal. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm like sitting there on book 3, like I'm not reading anything else because I
So,
stayed up all messed up my whole work schedule. It messed up my sleep schedule, and I was like, she's not gonna get me there and then leave me hanging for 6 months.
so
We're not
we,
doing it.
we got some love for Travena. I'm trying to look where all the loved ones at for Miss Travena. While you talking, answering this question, I'll find all the love comments for
Mhm.
you. How Travena Terry, this is from Nini. How did you come up with the characters Jay, and will there be more to his and Charmaine's story?
Ah, she's trying to walk me into the second book. Actually, the
Hmm.
plan, the plan is to. I can't just stop them at one book. Charmaine and Jay want a second book, so. But the problem is, I'm not sure when they're going to get this second book because, yeah, they kind of put me through the ringer the first time. They were the longest book that I put out. Um, so I'm not sure when, but I would like for everyone to have their duet to really close up the story, loop it up,
Okay.
neat little bow.
Hey, the sign of a good story is when people want a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth.
I
That's when
know.
you're doing your motherfucking thing. So good shit for you.
Thank you.
Um, People are saying some. Here's some of the comments. I'm loving Trevina Terry's
Thank
personality, boom,
you.
boom, and all of that good stuff. I thought I saw some more Trevina Terry stuff down here. I will bring it up soon. Okay, next. Oh, and the next question is for you, Trevina.
Hmm.
Devin wanted to know: will Jay and Asa have any children in future books?
Well, if you read Evasive, you know Jay's a family man. Jay wants that traditional. He wants to kind of have his slice of the pie. He's already lived on the wild side, so yes, Jay's eventually going to want kids. The funny thing about it, though, is the characters that spoke to me the most about children are the two characters that never thought about kids, which is Ace and
Oh,
Elise.
really?
And what's funny is I'm actually halfway through their second book. They speak to me the loudest, so it just flows with them. So we've already got to that scene, you know. So yes, they will be having kids.
All right, we got another question for you, Miss Trevina. Susan said, "What inspired you to write pensive?"
The lack thereof inspired me to write Pensive.
Wow.
The
Yeah.
lack of, not, first of all, like I said, not having, I never read a book with a woman who was a nerd or an anime nerd or otaku, whatever, who had interests like me, who was with this guy that looks like $1,000,000. It's like, I didn't read anything like that. So the lack of that, and also just fantasy wise, I wanted certain things. I wanted certain things to read, and I couldn't find them. Also, just it was something that I wanted to read. So it's the lack thereof, the lack of, finding that hot guy who's also a murderer, who's
Yeah.
also, you know, he's a protector, and then she's average. Lisa's not like Charmaine. She's not rolling in the money. She's a teacher and an author. So
Those are the books that are fun, though. The books that are not out, and you're like, "Oh shit! See, we need
yeah,
this,
yeah,
or we need this, and we got to do this, and we got to do that." I mean,
yeah,
that's literally why I love writing about Black women falling in love, because I
yes.
don't think there are enough books about Black women out there. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of like they have to suffer a lot first before they get there. And I was like, I don't want none of that. We got to
Nah,
write
fuck
something
that. I
that,
want her to be a boss bitch. Keep it moving. And
yes,
I want the guy. I like to say I like my heroes with no motherfucking budget. You want
yes,
to read a regular guy, read him for
yes,
someone else. I
yes.
want a guy to have a jet and all that shit like that.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
escaping.
exactly. Just to add something, Kenya, your male characters are just. I was talking to someone about this. They
Mhm.
are just. You can tell that they. I don't. It's like a common theme. They respect when they get put in the doghouse. They're like, oh man, let me go ahead and give you your
Let me
space.
figure this shit out.
Let me go ahead. I'm in the doghouse. I'm gonna respect the doghouse space, and I'm gonna work on the side. And I love that because they're not just all in your face, like, oh my gosh, let me make it better. Like it's real. It's like, all right, I'm gonna go sit down somewhere. I messed up.
Let me figure this
Let
out.
me go ahead and sit down over here. Okay,
All
I'm
right.
here. Don't leave.
Our
But
next.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our next question is for Miss Kenya. I'm gonna pull you out, Miss Travena, real quick, and we're gonna have Kenya in here. We have a question for her. Barbie
Okay.
wanted to know what inspired you to write Rapper's Delight.
Um, what inspired me was when Jay Z became a billionaire. I saw it
That's
on the
right.
Forbes list, and I wanted to know how he made that money. And he made all of his money not through rap, but through investing in Uber and different
Yes.
companies. And I just have so much respect for Jay Z. He's a Sagittarius, like I am.
Oh,
He don't
sad
give a
love.
fuck.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't give a fuck. I just love Jay Z. And
But something's wrong with Sagittarius. My baby sister's a Sag, and like y'all crazy as fuck
listen,
now.
okay, what are you,
Don't
Kenya?
bother y'all. Like,
What?
whoa.
Because we don't care. What are you? What's your sign?
I'm a Cancer. We're lovable. We
Oh
are
yeah. Oh, I
sweet.
got a cancer sister. She just she's amazing. I love my
Yeah,
sister.
yeah.
She
We're
a nurse.
awesome until you fuck with us. Then we like,
Yeah. Then yeah.
we
Oh, then
crazy.
yeah.
But
One
for
hundred.
most of the time,
But
we chill.
and I wanted to write about young, gifted, and black people who were living their best lives. Not a struggle story because I don't write struggle love. And I wanted to just write people like type A, just hard charging, fantastic young black adults and older black adults because they're in their 30s too now. But I just wanted to write that love story and see black women shining. And that's what you're going to see
Yes.
in all of my books. You're going to see a sister shining and living her best life, but she going to do some shit because I do shit. I do a lot of dumb
I'm
shit.
about to bring all the authors in on this. I'm about to bring
Awesome.
Travena in Brooklyn. But one of the biggest things about IR to me and multicultural and all of those different genres is it's not about getting rid of the black man. It's about showing that black women are queens. We are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
We can do whatever we want. There's lawyers, and then we're not all just strippers. We got lawyers, we got teachers, we got all these different
Yeah.
serial killers, and they are loved by
Yeah,
everyone.
serial killer.
We got
Yeah,
serial
and
killers.
I think the thing with Fade is I started out with an African American man, and
Mhm.
then my next hero was his was Japanese, and then this guy's a Moroccan prince that I'm writing now, and then I just write
Yeah,
everybody loving the sister. We should they gonna be tasting the rainbow. The whole we gonna eventually get to some white guys in my next small
all
town
of it.
series, but I just just taste the rainbow and enjoy it. Like I love black men. I'm married to one. I got two
I'm,
black sons,
I'm
but
gonna
I
write that
write
down. Taste the
everybody.
rainbow. I'm gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to get.
Encourage.
You better taste it. Hey, Chris Evans
Woo!
has showed us it's some pretty white penises out
Listen,
there.
it's nothing wrong with Chris Evans' penis. People who are not
It's
impressed,
so cute.
it's okay, girl. I'm gonna take that for you. I
Yeah,
take one for the team, y'all.
I'll take it for the team.
So now we have this question here, and y'all take y'all turns answering it. On the average, how long does it take you to write a book? We can start with Brooklyn, then go to Travena, and then Kenya. But let's hear it. How long does it take you to write a book?
Um, from start to finish meaning it's available on Amazon, 4 months.
Oof.
And that's because I'm trying to build the backlist and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's guaranteeing quality. So 4 months.
Mm-hmm. With me, it all depends on the topic because, and also my work schedule because, I don't write full time. So, um, recently I started a new position. So that put a halt in a lot of writing. That just paused
Hmm.
everything because I was like, I need to figure out how I'm going to figure this out and everything else. But, I would say now that I have a schedule down, it would take me at least 6 months to finish the first draft because I need to make sure everything is the way I need it to be. So 6 months to finish that first draft, but absolutely complete, ready to put it out. Uh, it'll probably take me 8 months total.
Yeah. For me, if I'm writing my historical, it will take me like just drafting straight up. It'll take me about 3 to 6 months to write my historicals, which are like 80, 90K. And
Mhm.
then my contemporaries are about 65, 75. So I can write those in about 2 months if I'm because I have to write Monday through Friday. I don't write, on the
On the weekends, you take a
Saturday.
break. Yeah.
So yeah, so I try to get like 3K a day every
Hmm.
day for a month, and then I just try to break it down to what the numbers are. And I don't like this month. I didn't do it, so I'm behind. But I can write a book in like a 2 months, and
Yeah.
then. But that's just the first draft, because then after that, that's when the real work starts. Because
Yeah,
then you got to
exactly.
go back and gut it and
When
just
the gloves got to come on.
yeah.
Well, I
So
think
I Go ahead. Go ahead.
well, I was just going to say I loop. So every time I
Oh,
start a new writing session, I go back and clean
I
to
used to do that.
and so that's why. So when my first draft is actually like my finalist draft,
Hmm.
so I'm ready to send to betas like pretty much after I've written because I keep looping.
yeah.
mhm.
That, but you know what? I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, I used to loop a lot. I
Hmm.
don't loop anymore because I'm so like, I'm just, I get exhausted, I think, with the book. I
Yeah.
think when you get to full time, it to me it gets scary sometimes because and also I'm the single mom, so I'm the only cash flow
Mhm.
coming in this house right now. No child
Right.
support, that shit. So, but it also is kind of, I used to loop because I was nervous about it being perfect.
Hmm.
And it was also to get you familiar with what the hell is going on in the story and blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
Now, I remember now, just fucking write it. Just put it on a page. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
put it out. Like I have to say that. I even have on my computer, just write it, just write it. Because revisions is going to take care of that.
Yeah,
Tarina even talked about 3 or 4 times reading it over.
Yeah.
You're going to take care of a lot of that. However, the looping I think is also good too. Because
Hmm.
you're
Mhm.
missing shit. So your revision process, Brooklyn, is probably much easier than
yeah.
my
Mhm.
process.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But
it
it's
is what
funny, in my class, I tell the students just get it on the page. Don't think about just.
Yeah.
So I tell that to people, but for me, and I think I do familiarize myself with the characters every time I go back. I feel them again. I'm like, oh yes,
Mhm.
and it ignites me.
Yeah.
So but I do get
Mhm.
just write it.
Yeah, I mean, people ask me all the time. Like we have a couple people in here who have asked me about writing. So I think Trista was one of the people. But it's like I always say, and I know people never want to hear this, but I feel like just write it, just write it.
Yeah.
What do
Just
you think
write it.
about the prologue? And I'll be like, prologue is good. Just keep on writing the rest
Right.
of
Yeah.
It's your
the book,
story. Yeah.
you know. And it's
Because when I write, I'm just like, you're not gonna get. I plot. I write. Is gonna be, and then I kind of revise as I go, like a little bit,
yeah.
and then after that I edit because I do so much intensive outlining, and my synopsis is
Oh wow,
very
yeah.
clean because I outline like to the death. I only draft once, then
Oh
I revise.
wow,
I'm not doing a lot of drafts because the
that's
story
good.
is complete.
Even
Yeah,
with the
because
historicals.
even with the historicals,
Wow.
I write is because the historical series is has been researched for many years,
Yeah, it takes
and those
time.
books are very detailed oriented. You're talking about a 400, 500 page book, so that book is adored, and then Fascinated is coming out later on this year. Those books are very detail or outlined, and the
Mhm.
synopsis are very strong. So you that one draft is gonna
You
save
got
you
to
a
write
lot.
that shit. Like, don't, and for me, I guess I can't go back to the earlier chapters, or I might be like,
Get
most of the
lost.
time,
Yeah.
almost every time I write a book, like right now, book 53, and I'm like, this book sucks. Every book, I have a security problem. I do have an issue with that. But like every book, I'm like, this book sucks, man. This is not going to be. This is that book that people are going to be like,
You're like, this is the end.
Every time I'm like, this is that book where people are gonna be like, she lost it or she. Every time I always say that shit, and I'm like, hey, don't worry, King, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be okay. Like I have
Yeah.
two, but every time, so I can't loop anymore because if I go back, I'll be like, oh God, this sucks. Oh, why am I writing? I'll be in a mirror. I'll be checking around. What am I doing? And I'm in the corner, I'm talking to kids. I got a law degree. I should think maybe about being a lawyer. This is not going to work. So, like, for me, that's the battle. So I just got to keep writing. I always say to myself, look, it's going to be better because you fix it.
Yep.
Just write it. Just write. And that's what I tell all new people. Just fucking write that shit.
Yes.
Trust me.
I would say
Get it all the way to the end.
I would say with Furtive, I just have to vomit it out because, again, I didn't even think too hard about their character. Their characters have very tiny parts in Evasive. I did not intend for them to become a book. So with them, I'm just like, well, we gonna have, this is just going to have to go where it's going to go because I got nothing. So I'm like, y'all better talk because whatever y'all say first is coming out of the paper.
Love it.
All right, so we have a question from Miss Travena. I'm gonna pull y'all out, give y'all a little break. All right. So Susan said, Travena Terry, and let me take this off real quick.
Susan's on a roll.
Susan be doing her thing. Susan said, Travena Terry, what inspires you to write BWWM?
I think you asked me that one already.
Yeah, but someone else asked it. We just gonna go in with
Okay,
Travena.
so I'll come up with another answer. I got another answer. I got answers, fun answers. What inspired me to write BWWM? I don't like to be limited by genres. I'm still confused to this day about writing genres. I'm like, what is this? Like, y'all just take it and read it. I don't understand why I need to classify this. Like, so again, I just feel like you said about seeing Black women and falling in love in different areas,
exactly.
different races. I feel like that should just be a regular.
That's what it is.
So, be it AA, BW, WM, if it happens, if it comes in my head, I'm going to write it. So that's what nothing really inspires me. It's just, to me, it's a regular, natural thing.
So now we have a question for Miss Brooklyn. I'm going to pull Brooklyn on in here. Let's see. There we go. Hello, Brooklyn.
Hi.
All right. And before we get to the question that was asked by one person who submitted a question, someone brought up in here in the comments now, they said, I want to know how he held out from the cookies in the book 5 years. How he held out, Brooklyn?
Well, he had, first of all, she was a therapist, so she had her ethical considerations. And he loved her that much that he didn't want her to be unethical. But if you read it, you know that every year he was allowed another privilege to went from a hug to a kiss.
We got, hold up, I'm going to bring Travena in here because Travena talking this shit about the book. I can hear Travena know. She's like, girl, that phone sex scene.
That phone sex scene.
Yeah, we had talking.
I was like, I gotta try this. I didn't think about trying it this way. I was like, oh, let me go ahead and put some notes.
Here.
So
he was very creative. Very creative over the 5 years.
Like, give me that phone. Sit on the couch. I was like, yes, I'll sit on the couch. Yeah, okay, we sitting. What we doing?
Kenya, what happened? They phone sexed in front of each other. Like they texted that phone right in front of each other. So yeah.
I was here
That's
for it.
That's nasty. I
like it. 2 times over. I was here for it.
All right, so the question that was submitted was from Brittany, and she said, Brooklyn, when writing your first book, what was the deciding factor when getting your ideas on paper? Did the story just write itself? And she got more to say. I'm curious because I always have story ideas, but can't get my first book down on paper. Thank you for your time, Brooklyn.
Yeah, great question. Again, I see my books like movies.
Okay.
So and so for you, I'm very visual, and so I see everything, and so I just write what I see. I don't know if that's helping, but I think maybe you want to,
Hold up. I'm sorry, Brooklyn. I accidentally took you out and then put you back. But you go back. You said if you have characters, do some
yeah,
sketching. Go
do
ahead.
some
Sorry.
character sketching, maybe like just familiarize yourself with your characters, and then maybe
Mhm.
they'll begin to talk to you, and then you
Yeah.
can hear what they're saying.
And like I said to everyone, all of the writers out here who want to write, just write it. I swear on
Yeah,
everything. Just write that book. First
yeah,
chapter, and you might want people to see it and check. Write the second, write the third, write the fourth. You got to write it to the end. And then when you go back and revise, then go through it, whatever. Because sometimes the beginning change or different, all types of shit be changing, but you got to just write it. I swear on everything. Just write the book.
yes.
Just write that freaking book. um, Trista's talking about I will be up tonight trying to finish
Yeah.
Metal Monkey. So good deal on that. And then she said Brooklyn made that man suffer in
Oh,
5 years. Why
yeah.
you
He
do
was
that?
a nice guy. He was nice. Travena and I were talking about it before the show and just saying he was a really nice, he was a complex character, you know? So yeah.
So okay. That's awesome. I'm gonna be up in there. Every time I'm trying to get some sort of off time so I can read everybody's book. I got all y'all books. I got Kenya's book. I got Trevena's book. I got your book all on my Kindle. It's just when the fuck
Just
am I
sitting,
gonna read the
just
motherfucker?
sitting
Because
there.
I see y'all covers. See, I got an addiction with buying books, and I see the covers. I'm like, word, boom. But I'm gonna read that this weekend, and then 2, 3 weeks go by. I'm writing, I'm doing shit, but I always see the covers. I'm like, oh my god, it's so sexy. I'm gonna buy that shit, and then I don't fucking buy the damn book. I mean, I don't read the book. So now we have Miss Travena. I'm gonna bring Travena in. Here we go. All right, and let me pull this away. All right, Lashonda asked you, Tarina. She said, "How do you come up with the concepts for your books?" And now we
Mm,
kind of answered that a little bit, but the concepts. I know you said if it's not out there already, but
I could change my answer. Like I got a lot of different. I got layers.
okay, you're a writer.
I got some layers. How did I come up with the concepts for my books? I base it off on really. I guess you could say I'm a selfish writer because I don't care about how anybody else is feeling at the moment when I'm writing my book. I write what I want to
Mm-hmm.
read. So with my books, I need to have an element of violence. I can't read a book if it didn't have any violence. I'm sorry. That's just who I am. It's got to
Love
have
it.
amazing sex in it. It's got to have sex that makes you want to look at your man like, what are we doing? Why are we together if we're not having sex like this? It has to have, the sex has to do that. And then I like to have some kind of confrontation, but it has to kind of, it can't be your typical kind of confrontation. It has to be something that I guess I struggle with, like
Okay.
vulnerability or people accepting different lifestyles. It has to be something strange, but not your average confrontation. So where I get those concepts from, of course, is from things that I want to read.
That makes sense. What would you say that people should start with the first book, or I mean, I know there's standalones, but do you
Um,
recommend what do you recommend for people to start with first?
you can start with, to be honest, you can start anywhere. I think that I honestly would start from invasive and then move to pensive because I feel like once you get the bromance of Asa and Jay real
Okay.
heavy in the second book, that it makes you want to go back and find out who Asa is.
Okay, that
And
makes sense.
people started there too. They started with evasive and then they went back to pensive. But yeah, I would say start with evasive. It's fun. You
All
get to see
right.
the bromance, and the bromance got me through.
All right, Miss Trevina, we have Brooklyn who is going to be next. Miss Brooklyn, you are coming up. I'm going to bring you up in here for your question. Hello.
I'm back.
Lashonda wants to know, have you ever written a book that did not turn out how you expected? And I'm probably going to bring everyone into this after you answer first.
It yeah, I have. I wrote a book called Book Boyfriend,
Okay.
and it just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't materialize the way I my other ones have. And it hurts, you know. And the I think the reviews, the readers kind of picked up on it. It's, you know, it's not crazy. It's not like got 2 reviews on Amazon, but it's not doing, you know, it just didn't come out the way I thought it would. And so I guess maybe at some point I'll go back and rework that story. But that
Yeah.
is one book that I'm like, oh man, you know, it just didn't. I shouldn't have put it out. I shouldn't have put it out, and I did. So yeah.
I'm going to bring in Travena and Kenya to answer this question too on basically, have you ever written a book that did not turn out how you expected? Anyone?
Yes. Yes.
Kenya, you haven't talked in a minute.
Um, well, in Lotus, I changed the ending of that book, and it originally was supposed to end at the plane scene,
Mm-hmm.
and I changed the ending, and it actually made the book better because, yeah, I
Wow.
added another 15,000 words to that story. And it really got you to see Akira, his, because he's so hard in that book, he's so stern
Mm-hmm.
that you saw his vulnerability, and you saw what their life was gonna be like when they were in Japan, and that's where they were gonna live. So you see the ending, and it made it a better book. But originally, it was going. If you read it, it was going to end at the plane scene. So where he made his declaration and all of that. But I was like, we're going to take it a little bit further, and
But
it was a better book.
this is funny because Brooklyn, I knew someone was going to say they like book boyfriend.
Yes.
That always happens when you don't like it or you're not into it.
Somebody
Someone gonna love
Somebody,
it.
somebody gonna love it. Yeah.
Someone gonna love. That's why you got to just keep writing and keep it moving and be happy. Travina, has that ever happened to you so far?
Yes, the first book I ever wrote was a fantasy book, and it wore me out. And I was like, I'm not doing this. We can't do this. This is killing me. I need to write something else. So didn't turn out how I wanted it to turn out.
And have you put that book out yet? The
I have
fantasy.
not.
Put
I
the
have
book
to
out,
rewrite
goddammit.
it. Gotta rewrite it, and then
Do we
that was when I was
do we
trying to
need to
find my
rewrite
voice.
it, Travina?
But oh yeah, I do. Oh yeah,
We'll
it
see.
was right when I was first writing. I first started writing, and it's just you can tell that poor Travena was all over the place. She didn't know what she wanted. I had an idea, but it wasn't translating.
My first book, Fire Baptized, was 1,000 pages for the first draft, and I mean, when it came out, it was only like 300 pages. But like, it was 1,000. It took a year to write. I don't know what. It was all types of shit going on and different things, and nothing had
1,000
to do with
pages.
the plot line and different. It was just all types of shit. I think I spent 10
I
pages explaining a building that they never went in.
See,
It was like this one big building, and it was
that's
like
what
the
happened.
history. And then they left the building and they never went inside. They just walked by, and I was like, "What?" So that's like,
It was written in the third person, and I didn't have a voice yet. I didn't know, and I read a book, and then all of a sudden my writing changed because I read this one book, and it's just a mess. A great story, but it needs to be
The
rewritten.
execution, yeah.
I love that you said your voice, because all four of us have a voice, and the
Right.
readers in here and who read us, and they know our voices so well, right? And they could, if I had to, one day I'm going to do a contest in my group where I take portions and passages of everyone's book, and they have to figure out who wrote that book. I'm
Who
going to
is
give
it?
them a
Oh, I love
multiple
it.
choice. And we're gonna do. You know what? I don't know when we're gonna do that damn shit.
That's
We're gonna
hot.
do that shit this month probably because I'm busy this month.
That's hot.
But
Yeah.
I guarantee you, 100%, they can pick out who wrote what.
Mm-hmm.
In the
Mm-hmm.
book.
Yeah.
because I used to ghostwrite just to make it and pay bills. And people would message me, "Hey, did you write this book?" And I'd be
Yeah.
like, no, I did not write that book. That is, I used to write white girl romance for these white girls who didn't want to write their own goddamn book. But they'd be like, this sound like you. Because your writing and the way they describing the
We've
setting
been
and
studying you for a
stuff,
while. We know this you, Kenya. We
the
know.
Oh
eyes
my
are
God.
piercing and all of this shit that that sound like you. So you're right. We all have a voice. Are there any
Yeah.
little sentences or think certain things that y'all do that can pull y'all out? As what's some certain things that you always do in your books when you're writing?
I found out recently that I describe my men with their. It's strange. I don't do the tip with the women. I describe, their hair and da 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 da. And it's very basic the way I describe the women. I take a very romantic approach, but with the men, I describe them more with certain features. Like with Jay, it was the eyes and the lips. And it's like I describe them like from the outside, like from an introspective point of view. Like it's more like outwards. I don't just go from outer in. It's weird, but I do that with the guys. Like I start off with the lips. Like when you first meet Asa, it's how he's looking at himself in the mirror, his beard, his eyes.
Really, the
It's
lips.
strange.
I just say full lips and keep it moving. So that's good. They're gonna pick you out for me. Go ahead, Brooklyn. What's your thing that you always do?
I think for me, I play with silence, and I'll literally like write silence, and then that's happened in a few books. It'll be like silence, full stop, and then
Dramatic pause.
Something about
yeah,
silence.
dramatic
Yeah.
pause. Next action.
Kenya, what's your thing that you write that's
uh,
like big on?
I have a thing where I have very impactful sentences like that is one line in Rapper's Delight that my best friend Naima said that just blew her away when he said he didn't know if he wanted to fuck her or choke her. And that
Ooh, I love it.
is like
Love it.
little things like I drop little things like that throughout the book. Like and then in another instance in
I
Rapper's
love
Delight,
that.
he said, you're gonna feel me in your throat tomorrow. So I say little shit like
Yeah.
because and I'm always
Okay.
gonna have the
I
bum
have to go
sex.
You gonna feel
download
me in your
that.
throat.
Yeah,
You gonna
I'm
feel me in your
always
throat.
I love it.
you're gonna feel me in your throat tomorrow. Yes,
And that's what
that
it's
like
about, feeling people
that.
in their throat.
Very, it's a very
Oh,
important part of the
is it
relationship.
worth it if you don't feel him in your throat? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that it is. If you can't feel it, there's no point in
So and my men are men and they gonna handle you a little bit. Not
Yeah.
Yeah.
he gonna support you, but in the bedroom, I kind
Yeah.
of write a little dumb, like it's a little dumb tendencies in all my men. So my voice is what I am, who I am, and it's I'm a freak.
Mm.
My books got freaks in them,
It's a
so
little
it's
freaky.
just
Oh,
yeah.
this is a freaky group right here. I don't have
Oh
anybody
yes,
that's not a little
we
freaky.
are down with the freak.
Everybody got to be a little freaky. And Bernice said, "Whoa, King."
Whoa.
And if
Um,
You're not feeling it in the throat. You're not doing it right.
I'm big on, I mean, and I'm sure we all touch on the senses. I'm so big on smell for some reason. The chick always got to smell. The hero always smelling her. I had an editor
Yeah.
that was like, "What's going on? Like, does he have a magical nose? Like, why is he always smelling
I'm
her?"
big on sense too.
Because
Yeah,
I like that. I like the
yeah,
senses. I'm all
yeah.
about. And then I have one more thing. It's the end. Like I'd like, and editors always cut the shit out. And sometimes I'll be like, "Fuck you, I'm keeping that in." It's poetic, But I'm like, and this, and this, and this,
Yes. Leave
this,
my and alone.
and it's like the editors are like, "Kenya, we can take the ends. I want to put the ends in there."
Hmm.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you wrote, because almost all writers will say yes. Raise your hand if you wrote poetry when you were younger.
I did. Yeah.
See, we writers start off with the poets. So if everybody who's listening, if you got kids that are poets, they're gonna be writers. They're gonna be weird
Yeah.
little writers.
Mhm.
I'm telling y'all right now. Okay, so we have Renee said freaky deaky. Let's go on to Kenya because Kenya's the one being freaky deaky on Kenya, Kenya GB. So we're gonna go to Brooklyn. Brooklyn has a question. I'm gonna pull everyone else out real quick for Brooklyn. Brooklyn, will you ever write books like The Maid's Daughter?
I think I'm like Travena. I write who comes to me, but I do have the maid lined up. But it's so funny because I got like, it must have been a 2-star review because they said that The Maid's Daughter wasn't erotic enough. The Maid's Daughter is the cleanest book. It's the least spicy book I have. And that was my debut. I was just writing. I didn't know what I was doing. And then all of these characters came to me and they were freaky deaky, like Renee said. So if I go back to writing historical, I don't know, it'll be a paradigm shift for me.
Yeah.
It's not ruled out. It's not ruled out.
Okay. I'm feeling that. Let me think. Did you have a little bit of problems as far as Maid's Daughters? Were there, because I know we talked about, you said earlier there were some things that you would change in it, right?
Yes.
What do you think was the biggest thing you would change? Because I know you brought it up, but what's the biggest thing you would change with it?
Are you talking about The Maid's Daughter or Book Boyfriend? Because that was the
Oh,
one.
Book Boyfriend too. Yeah.
I think with Book Boyfriend, I liked it, but then when I started reading the reviews, I was like, maybe they're right. So
You can't go by the reviews.
I know. I don't
No.
know. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I said I would maybe rewrite The Maid's Daughter.
Mhm.
I don't because I just think forward. I don't tend to think back. So I haven't really thought about it too much, but I would
Yeah.
say clean it up a bit, perhaps.
I definitely get when we have made some mistakes, and I think that's the journey, right?
Yeah.
I definitely I had a serial killer named Cupid, and so I wrote this book called Cupid and Valentine. And but I guess it's a spoiler if I say my mistake. My mistake is that I killed a heroine. I killed a motherfucking heroine at the end of one of the books. And everybody was like, excuse me? This is not a romance. But he had set principles, goddammit. And I was also going through a dark place. I think that in the end, I would have changed that. Well, obviously the hero didn't kill her. But I don't know why I did that shit, but we do what we do.
Yeah.
Um, so the next person who has a question is Miss Kenya. I am going to pull y'all Miss Kenya up right here. And Debbie said that I write poetry. Look, if you write poetry, you probably are a writer. And also, if you read books, you're probably a writer too, because most authors, the best authors, read a lot of books to me. So Miss Kenya, Trista asked you, was it difficult to write Lotus Flower Bomb, and how did it come to you? Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. You're muted. Let me unmute you.
Am I muted?
Okay, go ahead, Miss Kenya.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, so it was not difficult because I had already visualized what the story was going to be, and I had a good friend who was Japanese who was able to tell me about a lot about their culture, and like Brooklyn said, that story really resonated with me, and it was almost like a movie in my mind, and I just wrote like crazy till I got to the end. It was fantastic. It was a great experience writing that story, and thank you for that question.
And also, Kenya, you be making me sick because when we talked last time on IG, you did an interview with me on IG, and you was like, I don't have any insecurities. I know I'm an amazing author, and I write amazing. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, Kenya, because I be battling with my shit all the time. Kenya's like, no, I'm amazing. I don't have no insecurities. I'm the shit. I write what
My
I
ego,
write. I do what I do. I'm Kenya.
I said my ego is amazing.
Well,
It's
listen,
good.
could you bottle that up and sell it for like $5? I will buy a couple liters of
People have asked me that. People have asked me that. Can you bottle that shit? Yeah. But yeah, because my mother just instilled into us that we were fantastic. And
I love that.
so that's what, she really loved us and believed in us, God rest her soul. But she just gave us, she poured everything she had into us. And that's
Shout
why
out
all
to
my
the
books,
mothers
yeah.
and
And
how
that's why
important
every
they
book is
are.
dedicated to my mom. Every book is for my mom. So yeah, she gave us that.
Wow. All
Yeah.
right. Shout out to your mother and to all
Thank
mothers.
you.
Much, much love to your mother for giving you that because as Black girls, wow, it is
Yeah.
hard to be told that we're amazing.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
So shout out
fantastic.
to her. I wish I can give a high five right now. I've been
Give
drinking,
her a
so
heavenly high
I want to hug
five.
her. I'm a hugger when I be drinking. I'm like, oh, I want to hug her mama. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I want to go to Miss Travena, who is next. This is the last question that I'm going to bring everyone in. We're going to do a giveaway and have some last talks. So let's go to Miss Travena. Here we go. Hello.
Hello.
So last question for the night from Nene. What made you decide to write, and will we have more stories about Jay? Everyone wanted to know apparently why you wrote these books.
I
and
know,
what
right? They're like, why? How? Why? We just want to know why.
well,
Who
this
told
is
you to write like this?
it's a sign that your books are very unique and different. You know what I'm saying? If that
Oh,
makes sense.
funny story before I answer your question.
Go ahead.
When my publisher first put my book out, it just went into all different kinds of random genres. So I was in the Christian fiction section. I was somewhere else in the erotica. It was everywhere. They didn't know where to put me.
Oh, that's
So I'm
perfect.
kind of used to not really knowing where to go. But why? Right? I think your question was why? Why did I decide to write? Correct?
Exactly, exactly. Why and will we have more stories about Jay?
Um, why I decided to write was because I'm a big creative person, be it with music, singing, drawing, you know.
Now hold up now, can you sing?
Yes.
All right, now what we gonna sing? What we gonna sing this evening now? Okay. All right.
Oh
Bring us a
gosh.
little beat. Bump, bump,
Oh
bump,
god.
bump, 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 bump. We
But
gonna get a song from Travena Terry.
I used to sing in church, like I used to lead and all these other kinds of
Wow.
things. I did that for like 5 years, and I used to play piano in church as well. 5 years.
Impressive,
But
impressive.
my creativity, it seems to change every couple of years. I went from just heavily, doing music and then switched into writing. I don't know what's gonna happen next, but yes, we will get more of Jay because Jay is my knight in shining armor.
That's your baby.
He's the babe. He's the knight in shining armor. Ace is the dark one, but Jay has a special place because I never met a character like him. He literally started off as a coat and a cigar. Like I didn't
Wow.
know where he was going to, and then he just exploded into this character, this man who had emotions and who was vulnerable but
Mhm.
strong. And I was like, what's going on with this person? Yeah, there will be more because I enjoy writing about Jay.
Okay,
He's the
okay.
most adjusted person that I've ever written about emotionally.
I'm about to bring everyone in right now. I'm gonna bring Brooklyn and Miss Kenya GB in.
Bring the whole squad.
KGB. KGB, that's what I'm gonna say from now on. KGB.
Yeah, that's the name of my group, KGB. So I'm all
KGB,
for it.
if y'all don't
There it
know,
is.
KGB is
Squad,
the name
squad.
KGB.
of her group. And also, please get her on Instagram. She always has lovely authors on there. And she did an interview with me on Instagram. It was fun. And we
It was
talked a
fun.
lot about Theodore Taylor, who
Mhm.
be in my group popping up. I love it. And for those who have
Theodora
signed
Taylor.
up, the people who signed up for the Russian trip, Theodore Taylor, it's a lot of authors on this trip, by the way, who just say, yeah, let me know, girl, when you're going. I was like, oh, we're going to have to make it like
What
a,
trip to Russia? What?
in my group, I got a whole sign up.
Yeah, we trying to move. We trying to.
Listen, we gonna get over there. They ain't gonna let us out of Russia.
Stop it.
Scared to
But
death to go.
there's
It's
been a
gonna be
couple
funny.
authors that signed up for this Russian trip because I put it up there. I'm doing a Russian trip for my readers,
Uh-huh.
and it's right now. It's 112 people have signed up to get
That's
information.
dope.
There's no like put money on or anything because I don't know what the travel like is right now. And it's like 2022 because I don't know what
Oh,
travel is, right? So 2022 summertime in July, St. Petersburg and Moscow. But Theodore Taylor was the first author to sign up, and I didn't even know she was in the group. I was like, "Oh, sugar,
Well, you
now!"
know I'm going. You know I'm going.
Yeah,
Keita Kendrick signed
I'm about to
up.
sign up. I'm
I
Ella
already signed up.
Carter. It was a couple people that I was like, "Whoa!" I wasn't
I'm
too shocked
signing up.
with Keita and Twyla because they be traveling. So but anyway, I wanted to ask y'all some questions from the group. Well, first of all, we have
Okay.
Debbie
I
who
know.
said, I don't know what King is doing, is rearranging her
Look, I'm
furniture
trying
over
to
there.
fix this thing.
I ain't messing with KGB right now. Debbie is right. She said she wrote poetry. So Debbie, write some books. Trista, she gave us a little poem tonight. Roses are red, violets are blue, semen is sweet, and so are you. Thank you, Trista.
We fix this thing.
beautiful,
We're
beautiful.
we're
We go.
tasting.
We clap. We do our little yeah. Thank you, Trista, for that poem. She wanted to say the book boyfriend was awesome. We have Renee Taylor. Renee, I'm not talking to you because you said that you was not impressed with Captain America's penis picture. So I'm not
I
talking to
I still need to see that. So I don't know
I
if
was
anybody
kind of
you. Renee
upset
was
at the
like,
quality.
drop it.
I was like, why don't we have his penis in 1080p? What's going on? This is 2020. Like, where the 1080p
Okay,
pics, man?
Renee was like,
it was purposeful or it was a mistake?
Renee was like, bitch, I've seen better. I've seen so much better than that. I
I'm gonna
was
just
like,
need him to come.
you, Renee. I haven't
I'm
seen
gonna need him to redo the leak. He needs to redo the leak in 1080p. That's all I'm saying.
I feel you. Okay, and Trista said yes, we have to uplift our kids, and that's the shout out to Miss Kenyon's mom, who
Yes.
excellently gave her a lot of ego and confidence, and I'm gonna do that from now on my kids. Okay, so we are now at the giveaway time because we are at the end of this. I'm going to first pull. Okay, so I forgot because I have been drinking. What is everyone giving away? What are y'all giving away? Because I think we're going to have, I'm pulling 3 people for gift cards. I'm going to pull 2 people from who asked questions and 1 person from the group. In fact, I'm going to let y'all say what y'all have to give away, but I have a spy in the comments who is going to pick some of the people who should win. So y'all kind of let us know what y'all are going to be giving away while I find my phone where the answer is.
I think I'm giving
Who's
away.
going first?
I'll go.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give away an ebook version of Metal Monkey as well as an ebook version of Torn.
And I'm giving away an ebook version of Pensive and an ebook version of Evasive.
Okay, and I am giving away a EPUBs of Rapper's Delight and Lotus Flower Bomb. So to the lucky persons.
Awesome. And if anyone has any of these books who already read, we'll figure it out from there. But just tell me what you want. I have my spy who has told me what who people the 3 people who should win. And then hopefully they're not already in here. So I'm shaking this. I'm gonna have my 3 winners for Amazon gift cards, $10
Yay!
Amazon gift cards. And
Oh,
once again, thank you everyone who has come in tonight to comment and talk. And also thank you for all the YouTube people who are looking out on YouTube later on, next week, week after next, a month later. Thank
Yeah,
you for
yeah.
coming in and looking at this. We love y'all. If you have not read, which I'm sure you have, if you have not read Travena up in the left corner, Brooklyn Knight in the right top corner, and Miss Kenya GB at the bottom left, please read them. I don't have any corny ass authors on my lives. Everybody is doing well. I don't play. Everybody's right. I've checked out some samples. I know everybody can write. And that's what I do. Okay, first person is Devin is the first one, Miss Devin. Okay.
Woo!
Two more people.
Congratulations, Devin.
Congrats.
Tamika is set. Tamika Brown is actually the one who did that video of Travena's book that I
Oh,
posted.
that's neat.
Okay, so let's see. And we have Susan. Susan is number 2.
Susan.
All right. And then we have, oh, we should shake it first before I just grab people. Okay. And we have
My light kept on that.
Miss Nene. Nene asked a lot of questions too. All
Congrats.
right, we have
Congratulations.
Nene in there. And those are for
Yay.
the Amazon gift card. So then let me write down who are for books. I have 3 people who my spy chose. Actually, I'm going to do 4 people today. Let's go with, and I'll just add something. We'll throw something in for the 4th person. We have Tamika Brown for the 1 person, and then we have Trista Qualls for the 2nd. Trista gave us a poem, so. And then we have Avion
Sing
for
was
the
sweet.
year.
Need to do a book.
And then we have Debbie Douglas.
Woo!
All right, so we have Nene, Susan,
Debbie asked good
Devin,
questions too.
Tamika, Trista, Avion, Debbie. Okay, for all of them. So now let's get into, this is the end. We got to say goodbye. I want to get some one-on-ones real quick. Let's start with Brooklyn. Anything you have to say, any stuff coming out, let us know.
I'm just grateful. I've had so much fun with you, with the readers. I am a KW, a K Killers member, so it's just really nice to be amongst friends and family. And I've got so much in my head. I don't know what's coming out, guys. And to be honest, I'm a little bit tired. Look out for Fire Snake 6 months, which will be the sequel to 5 years. And I'm just going to keep on writing, and I'll keep you guys posted.
Okay. Brooklyn Knight is a shit. You also have Lunch Chronicles. Don't you have a book?
Oh yeah, I have 2 lunch season 2. So yeah, I was
Please, and I'm saying this to Travena and Kenya and you, Brooklyn. When you have a new release, please post the K Killers. Please
okay.
let us know what's going on. Please put that buy link in there for us. Hey, we ain't too proud to bag up in K Killers now.
No.
We love to see it. Now, the only thing we ask, and y'all won't never do this, is every day. We don't need a post
Yeah.
every day. Please
Okay.
don't tell me about the same book every motherfucking day. Now, if you got a new release every day, that's a different story. Okay. Don't tell me about John 101 every motherfucking day. I don't want to see that shit every day. But if you just put your shit out, girl, Cat Killers, let us know. We will all buy it. I am not upset. I am not. I want to see it all. Let me see. Because I'm going to buy the book and not read it probably, but I'm going to buy that book. All right. So let's say goodbye to Brooklyn.
Bye, Brooklyn.
Like doing music before I go.
No. We're not gonna say goodbye to you yet. Then, since you're playing music, I'm just gonna pull in. Stay in the staging area.
Okay.
All right. So next we're gonna keep on doing alphabetical. We're gonna go to Travena, and Travena, just pump any of your stuff, anything you have going on, anything you want to.
All right. Well, Furtive is coming out soon, hopefully in October and November. Please keep a lookout for that. Join my readers group, Travena Terry readers group. Very simple. Thank you very much for this time. I've been waiting for this particular interview because I love Kenya Wright, so this is a huge deal for me. Thank you all for participating, and you'll be seeing me soon, popping up here and there.
Awesome, 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 awesome. People have been talking about you in the group. I see you a lot. Your covers, all of that. I'm
Oh yeah.
excited. I'm shocked that you have been writing for less than a year. Um, you're
Yes.
doing 100 times better than I was doing my first year. I'm blown the fuck away. Actually, all of y'all are doing better than I was doing. Y'all came out professional, skilled. So I'm blown away.
Yeah, I had somebody ask me for my catalog, and I was like, "What is the catalog?" Then I had to look it up. I was like, "Oh, she thinks I have more than one book out. She's funny."
I love your covers, everyone. Okay, let's go to Miss Kenya for some final thoughts. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, there we go. Hello, Miss Kenya. I'm going to have you come in for your final thoughts.
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me. You can catch me over on the KGB and Instagram and in my group, the KGB, the K's Grown and Sexy Book Club. And we have author interviews there. Books coming out. I have two novellas coming out with Akiro's Brothers in December. Fascinated to be out. And then book 3 in the Mogul series will be out next month in October. And I'm not giving y'all the title because it's a surprise. But hey, thank you so much for your support. And I love it.
All right, I'm bringing everyone in right now for a final. This was fucking amazing. And whoa, this has been going on for a minute too. We've been here for a minute. That's
I
okay.
said it
We
was going to be
good.
2 hours.
And I want to give it Renee Taylor. I added you to the winners. I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got added you to the winners. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna do the books because I know some of the winners, like Trista, has read Brooklyn, Travena, and Kenya, if I remember correctly. So we might have to do some switching around and stuff like that. But we're gonna figure it out. But anybody want to say any final things? How are y'all feeling this pandemic?
um,
Yeah.
Nothing's really paused for me. I work from home, so it's been business as usual.
Where are you, Travena?
I'm in Florida.
Oh, that's right. You are in Florida. So we have
Yes.
Florida girl over here. Kenya, where are you at?
I'm in Alabama right now, but we move a lot.
All right, Bama, and then Brooklyn is in Bermuda. So
Yeah.
stay safe for this hurricane.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love y'all. Y'all didn't have to do this, and y'all definitely didn't have to wear crowns, but y'all did
Thank you
that.
for having us.
I love.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining my ignorance. United.
No, this is fabulous.
It has
Brooklyn went
been
to
a
jail.
joy. Thank you for having us.
Brooklyn, by far, like Travina kept it real. Kenya was crazy a little bit. Brooklyn went all
I only
out.
said one crazy thing. I only said
Stop
one,
I'm not
two
with
crazy
you.
things.
I'm not with you. We're gonna do this again in a couple months, a year from now. We're gonna see how y'all gonna probably have backgrounds and mansions and shit. I don't know what the fuck y'all.
And speak it over here for me.
I'm
Speak it
ready.
into my
Yes, in
life.
the
We're gonna
universe.
do a
Put it
part
out
two
there.
of the Rising Kings, y'all, because y'all are about to do it. So I'm gonna say goodbye to Kenya. Everybody say goodbye to KGB and
Bye,
Travina.
guys. Thank y'all for having me.
We're gonna have Brooklyn
Bye.
do some music, and then I'm going to say a last thing about books coming out, and then that is it. So bye, Travina.
Bye. Nice meeting you guys. Bye.
All right, Miss Brooklyn, please play your music with your little crazy. I
Thank
love you.
love you
Thank you.
too. Thank you.
Stay safe. Stay safe. I'm gonna be looking for you. Please message me tomorrow and
Thank
after the
you.
hurricane. Let me know. Let us all know that you're doing good. Let us all
Thank
know.
you. I will. Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks for coming on here.
Bye bye.
All right. And my last thing, and I'm gonna keep it real quick, books that are coming out and what is going on with the Queen, man. First of all, thank y'all for coming in and reading, for listening. Y'all didn't have to do this. I know Patti LaBelle and Gladys Snipes. I have to go back to YouTube and check them out and see what the fuck happened because I'm excited about that shit. What's coming out soon? I got a bunch of shit happening. I've been really quiet about everything. I'm still writing Misha. I do an hour each day of Misha and Ava. I have Casimir and Emily is only act one and half of act two right now because I realized I had to do Misha because Misha and Maxwell got to do their thing in their book. Then Maxwell has to go to Paris, and then they got to do the funeral and then come back. So right now for Misha's book, I'm at the funeral, and he's done a bunch of shit, but there's a lot of stuff going on with Misha's book, and it's going to be really big. Okay, so that's done. The second thing, so then in October though, I have paranormal romance books coming out. I think it's called, well, first of all, it's called Love, Death, and the Magic. I think there will be a coloring book that comes out with the whole series, and yes, it will be a whole series of short books. Lots of visuals, lots of nasty shit, lots of having fun, lots of escape, and that's it. So that's what I'm looking at. October, Love, Death, and Magic books with possibly a coloring book of the sex scenes and the action scenes and the werewolves and vampires and witches and bad bitches and all that shit. And then November, it's supposed to be Misha and Ava. That is the goal. And then December, Casimir and Emily, and hopefully King David in December. And then next year, we're talking January, February, March. I'm looking at hopefully blessings, fingers crossed, all of the French books, Raphael, Giorgio, and Louis. But you can't meet Giorgio's female until Kaz and Emily's book 6. So like everything has to fit the timeline. So I love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me. And I am leaving. Thank you so much. And y'all have a great Sunday.